What up, y'all? You know who it is. Your boy Jada Kiss, you know what I mean? Right now with Chris Strong. Shout out to Camden, New Jersey, all my niggas out there. Let's get right into it. Yeah!
Btbtv.
Chris Strong, man. Yo, born, let's get him, man. Yeah. Right, never off plan. Used to get busy with them guns in my hand. 4 or 5 or a black 9 with a grand in my pocket. Be cool as a fan. Btbtv, we're not playing. Y'all just talk, we back it up and down. Sideways, F what y'all saying. We Kyrie and Kanye. This a boss talk, so you clowns should just fly away. Hop on the bridge, throw your frame off the highway. This not a game, this is business, this my way. Real talk, your opinion is nothing to us. We gon' stay on chill, long as y'all don't violate, but it's not fair. We could be cool or your worst nightmare. We the best, I swear. And you could be my friend or enemy, I don't care. And you better beware, cause we coming for the whole pie and we don't share. No, it just ain't fair. But we the best, I swear. We the best, I stay up in the mix. A project politics, my mood kinda sick. Name well known from the hood to the sticks. 100 on the highway, flying so fast, burn the gears when I shift. Some people kick dirt on your name, what shoes you gave them. Broke your back for them and they got the nerve to play you. Kick rap's door off, pushed and shoved my way through. Bum rush the kitchen, put my floor up on the menu. The jealousy be hitting up in jokes. That's why I stay serious like David Banner turned in the Hulk in pure form like the Pope. Haters get infrared beams with the scope, so run and get ghosts. We fight good, boxed in like Floyd on the roast. I'm the great black hope. Man, we the team and they know it coast to coast and it just ain't fair. We could be cool or your worst nightmare. We the best, I swear. And you can be my friend or enemy, I don't care. And you better be aware.
Salute,
we coming for the whole pie and we don't share. No, it just ain't fair. We the best. If you with us, put your lighters in the air. No, it just ain't fair.
Shout out Queen, salute.
What it do? What it do, boy?
What it do, my boy?
Oh man, you know what it is, bro. Chilling. Living life real good right now.
We about to get it popping, bro, this joint. Yo, Ken, too, you know what we're talking about, right? I see you one.
Show them how we do this, man. Btbtv. We bully the bullies. No run, no retreat. Yeah. Btbtv. One more time for y'all in the back. Y'all slow ninjas. Right. Yo, John Gotti flow, rap Pablo, Escobar status, rap game choreo. I'll show you how you lay back and watch your pockets grow. Stay away from devious women, end up like Papa Smoke. Y'all wake up every day twitching like yo, I got a post. I'll wake up every day mission in $1 million notes. Dominoes, bodies drop, rot stink like Holocaust. Broadway, man, if you know, then you know. I came for everything they said I couldn't have. Got that and then some, and then some. My ones on overload, say y'all overdose. Rappers in the tight squeeze and that clutch like Cobra rope. The overdose, we don't go for that. Another tale from the street, Devin Horror flow. The projects like a ghost trying to haunt your soul. Another tale from the street, homicide the folks who wanna play to them guns scream adios. Another tale from the street, Black Mafia. So Don Corleone mixed with Al Capone. Another tale from the street, like an opera show. These kids be acting to their life movie curtain closed. Nowadays your foes will plot you wearing Malcolm X hats, 666, the devil on his shoulder, one the death man. Reminiscing when more street ninjas was off the hook, chasing D's up off the block, torn and running, get the force, blood on pavement. He's 12 years old, then he's tough to play with. He don't go to playgrounds, that's his fiends who want their veins stick. We can't miss, we can hit the target with our hands behind our back, our eyes closed, Just don't play with us. Enough to tell from the street, death and horror flow. The projects like a ghost try and haunt your soul. Another tale from the street, homicide the foe. Who won the play till them guns scream adios. Another tale from the street, black mafia. So Don Corleone mixed with Al Capone. Another tale from the street like an opera show. These kids be acting till they like movie curtain close. Yeah, Btbtv. It's the movement, man. You're born. You're born, let's get them.
Get them.
Let's get them. Kaz, we up in here, man.
All right, man. All right, first, let me say peace to my bro, Big E from the West Coast, Compton's finest.
What it do, boy? Chat. Oh, man, you know what it is, man. Like I said, as it stands presently, bro, I have absolutely no complaints, bro.
All right. But first of all, let me say peace to the 5% nation of gods and nerfs. Salam alaikum. Alhamdulillah. Rahmatullah to all the true Muslim brothers and sisters out there. This is King of New Jersey. This is Btbtv. We bully the bullies. I'm the honorable host, born divine, almighty Allah. And yo, like I said, we ain't no Bloods or no Crips. We doing our own thing. Btbtv that started his own game. Like, nigga, what? Got sticky fingers in the building. Cross in the building. Got focus. What's up, my boy? Salute. Yo, before I start this show, I want to take the time out. I'm gonna let y'all know something. At least once or twice a week, I'm attacking these predators. I'm gonna do a show. Any unregistered predator, I'm putting you on blast, and I'm gonna let the Lord know where you at. Because y'all supposed to be registered if y'all gonna be around, living in apartment complexes, anywhere near schools. They gotta know who y'all are, and a lot of y'all not registered. So I'm gonna start off with one person. And anybody on Facebook that see this, Todd Harrell, straight predator, did 18 months for sexual molestation of a minor.
Who's this boy? Who is that? Who?
Some nigga Todd Harrell that I grew up with. Sexual molestation of a minor under 10.
Damn.
Yes. So he's the first person we put on blast. I already got a place places all over Facebook and all over Instagram. So every place else, from now on, I'm going from Jersey to PA, from Jersey to PA, from Jersey to PA, and I'm gonna clear the streets of these abominations because these niggas can't be helped, and that's a fact. You think a person will steal one time and never steal again? Hell no.
Hey. Bro, you said under 10?
Under 10, yes.
Bro, I don't even know if you could say that's minor, bro. Because I mean, that's like, bro, you still an adolescent, bro. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Under 10, yeah, you an adolescent, bro. You was sick and see them the kind of niggas that need to be stoned in the street.
Facts.
In public, bro. Like niggas need to be made, like people that do that need to be made an example of, bro. That is insane.
And I'm gonna tell you the only reason that this nigga wasn't put in the dirt already because he has sisters and family members that was hiding him. Even when he first did it, I was gonna wreak havoc on this nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
So he got family members hiding him, and he got a nephew in my inbox saying he gonna put me in the dirt. Like, check this out, little nigga. He calls himself Frank White on Facebook. Check this out, Frank White. I never ran, never will, nigga. You better ask your mammy about me.
Yeah, but
hold on 1 second. You better ask your uncle about me. Nigga, remember, I know all you niggas lay your heads at. So talk nice to me, motherfucker.
You know, Born, this is what I'm not getting. I guess I get certain cats, blood is thicker than water, but nigga, if that your family member, nigga, did that, nah, nigga, I'm not defending that, whether you blood or not, bro. If you for sure did that, you was convicted, whatever, that type of stuff, that deal right there.
First of all, nigga copped out. They only did 18 months. Out of 3 year sentence.
Well, that's still a cop out, nigga. You still pled guilty.
You pled guilty. So you more guilty than anybody, nigga.
Right. You still pled guilty. Like, nigga, a cop out, nigga. I took a plea. Okay, but you still had, in the eyes of the court, you pled guilty. Okay, so, nigga, there ain't no way in hell that you gonna tell me you took a plea deal for something you ain't did. So, to me, by you taking the deal, you stood on it. And you know, nigga, I ain't defending that.
And Kim Harrell, if that's your son or if that's your other sister, Victoria Harrell's son, y'all better have a real sit down talk with him, because y'all know what he getting into, and that's a fact. So tell him to sit his young ass down before I take my belt off.
But how do you defend that though? Like, you can't say that's my people. Like, nigga, I wouldn't claim, nigga, I wouldn't even claim that in my bloodline, nigga.
Facts, bro. We have to deal with our own people, man. That's how you gotta do it.
Come on, boy. Who the hell would really, you know, if that's your uncle, brother, whatever? Oh man, that's still my brother. Nigga, hell no, that nigga ain't my brother. Nigga doing nothing like that, nigga.
Facts. But yo, I just want to give a service announcement real quick. Once or twice a week, all you unregistered and registered pedophiles that people don't know about, I'm blasting your picture on screen. I'm letting everybody know who you are, because we got to protect the babies.
Yeah, that's insane though. But I'm saying it's like, oh boy, like you told him, bro, you need to stand down on that. Like, nigga, that's not no hill a nigga need to die on defending bruh, Chester. Like we said, ain't no defending that, bruh. That's not a hill I would be willing to die on, boy. And I ain't even gonna hold you, bruh. I'm not willing to die on. I'm not willing to lose nothing behind a nigga that's a confirmed Chester. I'm not having that.
Facts. But yo, we're about to start this off. I want y'all to hear what my man said. This is Smoke News TV. Shout out to Smoke News TV. I'm using a little bit of your thing, man, because I want people to hear what you gotta say. I like the way you commentated. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about 50 Cent made Big Meech BMF brand $5 million. Tammy has an audio conversation with Big Meech. So we're gonna get to that.
To the channel. Let's get to this first clip. Share this video.
Called Tammy Cowin. She's privileged to what's called the affidavits in support of the wiretaps. Okay. It's like 3 affidavits. In those affidavits, it tells Meech's full role. Now, I wasn't allowed to have them because they played this, I'm this kingpin and I'm this killer, and they life in jeopardy.
Right.
That's why they was able to close the courtroom. We'd have been out at Meech. But they played a cold game. I give it to her. And they was playing chess and we was playing checkers. Okay. She used the threat of her life and that I was gonna have some hitmen in the federal courtroom to kill her. And they closed the courtroom to the media. My shit standing room only. I'm that dude in that city, homie. Right. I'm that dude in that city. Right. So that's why it ain't been came out. But the affidavits in support of the wiretap, she has them. So she can get them for sure. If she got them. Okay. She got them. The only person they barred from having the documents was me. Okay. Okay. So you the only one that don't got the information. Right. Gotcha. Everybody else, it's called discovery. Everybody else got the packet.
Okay. He had to go through family for the people that don't understand. Yo, but so how he know? He had to go through family members, wife, his daughters and all that. He got 6 kids. They all grown, right, y'all? So he had to go through them. The public could get their hands on that discovery. But if they would have seen him trying to get, he can't get his hands on that. Once he would have tried to go with his name, we ain't playing. So he had to go through some mutual friends, ex-family, not even family members. So somebody got that paperwork for him to know that information, because in the beginning, he couldn't get his hands.
All right. Now check what he's saying is, I've been in federal prison, right? I've been in the feds, right? So they won't give you all that stuff because they feel as though if you're that powerful, you could make a call and put a hit on somebody without them even knowing. You could get a visit and put a hit on somebody without them even knowing. So that's why he wasn't able, that's why they locked his trial down. and he ain't get none of the paperwork, so that's why he can't really say nothing until he finally got it around 2017, 2018. Let me let my boy Smoke News finish real quick.
His hands on that. He was a threat to her. That's how they painted the picture. And in the agreement that Big Meech had, he didn't want his name on none of the paperwork. Y'all forgot about that also? Oh, let me refresh your mind before we get to the paperwork.
The agent testified that Demetrius Flannery was aware of the deal, and that Demetrius had one request, and that his name does not appear in any documents. This was Special Agent Keith Cromer's testimony. CS1 testified.
Now you heard that, right? That was a testimony of the DA nigga saying that the agreement was with Big Meech not to have his name on no documents. None at all. That's why people like, yo, man, Big Meech's name ain't on there, this and that. Of course, because he used a goddamn allegedly. And everything I speak on is alleged until Tammy come out with this audio. Allegedly, even though we got Cuffy out here, his co-conspirator or whatever, or not even co-conspirator, his partner that he allegedly set up. Tammy got introduced to the cartel and Cuffy through Meech. Think about this. There's too much in front of us. But we're going to make it seem like, oh, he's the special one. He stood 10 toes. Listen, I hope he did. Because if Tammy come out with some BS, nigga, Meech is good then, obviously. Because we just assuming and allegedly this, that, and the third. Because his name ain't on that paperwork. But see, this is such thing that that if you got that agreement with them, they're not going to put your name in that paperwork. You got to go through a blueprint. You got to puzzle that shit out yourself. How did Tammy know this? How did Tammy know this? How did Tammy know that? The only way Tammy knew this and Tammy knew this is me and Meech used to talk through codes and shit like that. So how she didn't even know about? That's how Cuffy put that shit together, y'all. Like, it's nasty work. Let's get to the paperwork. Shout out to Sean G and his podcast over there. Make sure you subscribe, man.
Did I just tell y'all they talk through codes? I didn't even know he was going to say that. I just told you they talk through codes when they talk through a visit. Let's get to the paperwork, y'all.
Subscribe to the channel, share this video, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button.
In the sworn affidavit that Tammy Cowin signs, she expressly states that Demetrius Flannery, Big Meech, put her in contact with Fidel Suarez out of California and Dion Gatlin, who is Cuffy out of St. Louis, to arrange a large sale.
And shout out to my boy, he's from Jersey too.
This is in the sworn affidavit.
May I say more? That don't mean nothing, Smoke. Maybe Meech, they ain't know nothing. This for the people that don't want to believe it, or they blind, or they got to go all the way down to the end of this goddamn story and wait till they see. Like, some people just blind with this shit. They just don't want to believe it. I understand. We all was in the streets. We all once upon a time wanted to be like BMF. We all was when we was kids. We seen that shit in the DVD.
Nah, bro, not always want to be like BMF, because where I'm from, we had the E-Port Posse, we had the Zoo Crew, we had, oh man, we had Akbar Prey. That's who that's who we want to be like growing up when we was in the streets. Well, by the time BMF started blowing up, that we knew about them, I was already working bodyguard and bouncing at clubs, bodyguard for celebrities. I used to be around Big Meech. You know what I'm saying? And he's an all right dude, you know what I'm saying? But he's an all right dude. He was down to earth and everything, because their crew wasn't thorough. They was getting money niggas. They couldn't fight. They was gonna kill none, let none die. The only people who killed Wolf was Wolf's boy. Walked up behind Wolf when he was shooting at Big Meech and shot Wolf in the head. Forgot the dude's name. Wasn't no other BMF nigga. It was a person that Wolf gave Meech as a bodyguard. All right. So Nah, they wasn't thorough like that. So, you know what I'm saying? And they never been to jail. 90% of BMF never went to jail until they caught that case. So what I'm saying is, they was bound to break. Let's get back to this.
DVDs, we sat back, blowing it down, blowing the haze down and all that. That sour back then, that haze back then. My niggas know. If y'all was outside, y'all know. Yeah, the haze in that tower. We used to call it tower. Shout out to the to the wave guard, man. Shout out to Free Max B, man. He on his way home. Yeah. That tower and that haze. Yeah. We all wanted to be like them niggas back then. I was outside, so I know. But see, when you got shit like this happening, it kind of like, it's like, damn, bro, because all that shit was a myth then. Because it's not hard to believe that he would actually do this. If you could, Paul, squeeze your way around somehow, some way, without the public and the world not knowing that you was involved in this because your name is not on none of that paperwork, but you use that third party, but the people of that case they gotta try to put the blueprint together, the mastermind that shit to try to put you involved in it to see how the hell this lady was involved and who sent this lady. The only one that sent that lady was Big Meech. Nobody else. Now, if it was like 2 or 3 other people in the BMF camp that was connected with Tammy at that time of moment, it would be a little different. You can't connect Blue because Blue was rocking with her in 03, 04. Then after that, he ain't rock with her no more. Until later on, he found out that she was connected with Big Meech when he got locked up. I done broke that down on all my other videos. Or go do your research. Blue talking about this himself. So the only person that sent her to cuff in the cartel nigga to go bust moves while he's still in, allegedly, was this nigga Meech. There's nobody else. How the hell that's hard not to believe that this man probably used her to get his time cut? He was involved in a whole sting, nigga, a whole operation. She didn't know the cartel, nigga. She didn't know Cuffy. Big Meech introduced that girl to them people. Big Meech, man, I know she was an informant. How the hell he ain't know? That's the big question, though, right? That's the big question. Let's continue, though. Smash that like button. And remember, she changed her statement later on also. She said Big Meech knew about this shit. Then she tried to say later on Big Meech had nothing to do with the situation with the Cuffy and all that. You can't change that shit, Mom. Let's continue. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video.
My question is, Tammy Cowin's at this point is based out of Atlanta. How does she know? How could she possibly know about a drug deal between a Mexican nigga from California and a nigga from St. Louis, right? How could that, and she's based in Atlanta, right? How could she possibly know that? How could she possibly know that them 2 individuals were gonna do a drug deal? And she's in a whole nother state, a whole nother region of the country.
My answer to that is the only way she would know is through the person that sent her and introduce her to the 2 people, and that's Big Meech. That's my answer. That's my smoke. That's my opinion. How the hell she would even know they doing that busting type of move? The only way she would know she based in Atlanta is through Meech, to the connection between them 2, because she got his life right. She got everything. So obviously, long story short, nigga, they still talk. They still on the phone talking, y'all. They jonesing. They on the phone. What we talking about here? So the only way she would know that shit is through Big Meech. Because allegedly, obviously, he was still trying to bust moves while he was in there. So y'all got to remember, Cuffy didn't get locked up till 2012 or 13 around there. He still was on the street 6, 7, 6, 5 years before they came and got him. Meech was locked up. He was running around with Tammy trying to get the movie deal before the BMF series popped off. How you think he said he talked to Fifth? And then everything just went left after that. They cut Cuffy out when they locked Cuffy, when they knocked him off and all that, locked him up and all that shit. They cut him out the deal and all that. Next thing you know, Tammy went and got the deal with 50 Cent and for Big Meech, and the rest is history. Cuffy ain't got no parts of the BMF series. But once upon a time, before they came and got Cuffy in 2013, 12, one of them two, they was running around trying to connect with people, trying to get the BMF movie out before the BMF series even exists at the time. Meaning Cuffy and Tammy. The whole time he running around with Tammy, this chick is a whole goddamn informant. She in the car with this nigga. You gotta remember, they was trying to get the BMF. They busted moves in the outside world, but they in the industry also trying to get this BMF shit popping. Let me just put it that way for the people that don't understand. They was in the outside world, running the streets, doing that, whatever. Dummy still getting to the bag, meaning Cuffy. Tammy was with him also because Tammy got introduced to Cuffy through Big Meech. She didn't meet Cuffy earlier days, no. That's what people got to confuse at. Blue said it. He said, nigga, I ain't bring that girl around nobody in the earlier days. Don't. He said, according to what I know, nigga, she didn't start connecting with Big Meech until Big Meech got locked up. That's what Btbtv said. But Cuffy and her was running around because Cuffy had money on the BMF movie. Remember, he said that. But when they knocked him off, now the deal's cut. He ain't getting no revenue. Now Tammy go run with Fifth. Let's go do the TV show. Now all revenues going to Tammy and whoever else, the family, you know what I mean? All that type of shit. Come on, man. Nah, man, he hated because they cut this is what I was seeing in the comments with one of these trolls. Cuffy hating because they cut him off. They locked him up for the movie. You know, man, Cuffy ain't got no reason to be hating for what? He just trying to get a story out, the real story of what the hell happened to him. That man got kids and family out here in these streets too, and grandkids. What we talking about here? What, and y'all do the same? If y'all put the blueprint together and then y'all figure out like, yo, this nigga set me up. He just trying to get his time cut. Because Cuffy was a real deal. Some people, y'all, man, but why would Big Meech do that? Who's Cuffy? Who is Cuffy? Y'all ask St. Louis niggas that. Don't ask me that. Ask St. Louis, and St. Louis will let you know who the hell Cuffy is. That part. What are we talking about here? Go to his sister page or somebody. Go try to find somebody. They'll let you know who the hell.
All right, what you think about it so far, Big E?
Bro, it's nasty work, man. But I don't know what to be making of this, bro. Do this be real born or do this be content?
No, this real, bro. It's the paperwork. I got the look. I'm gonna show you the paper. I got the next thing with the paperwork.
Damn. Bro, it'd be crazy all the stuff that come out in the wash years later, bro. I mean, I don't even really know what to say about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, niggas you be thinking be OGs and trendsetters or whatever you want to call them, bro. Them dudes be just seem like typical street niggas, bro. Like, damn.
All right, now we got Dollface of Sean G, Dollface TV, Sean G from Jersey, yo, represent. I'm about to let you know right now because Sean G about to tell us. Let's go, y'all. Here we go.
No. Hell yeah. That real, that raw. Been producing. I mentioned that you grew up in the ghetto. You did not grow up in the ghetto. You corrected me right away. Brother, tell me your history before we get into this subject matter.
My name is Sean G, man. I'm born and raised in northern New Jersey. Single mother, foundational Black American mother. Grew up in a single parent household in a middle class neighborhood.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Right. So you grew up in northern New Jersey.
Right. About 10 minutes outside of Manhattan.
10 minutes outside of Manhattan. Okay, I got you. So growing up in New Jersey, man, is it a quantitative difference between growing up in New Jersey and New York? Is it a different life? Is it a different atmosphere? Are there any, or what similarities are there between New Jersey and New York?
Well, if you're talking about comparing northern New Jersey to the Bronx or Harlem or Brooklyn or something like that, in certain parts of Queens, you know, obviously it's going to be a little different, especially where I grew up, which was more in the suburban areas. But if you're talking about Chilltown, Jersey City, or Hoboken or Newark, then you might as well be in New York because it's pretty much the same thing. It's all a part of the New York City metropolitan area. They actually call northern New Jersey the sixth borough because we closer to Manhattan than certain parts of Brooklyn, certain parts of Queens.
So listen, brother, my comment section is going crazy. You can't see it, but do you want to give your disclaimer first before we start? Because your disclaimer is famous, brother. Do you want to give your disclaimer first before we start this interview?
Yeah, man. The podcast was sold, Stigmatism in My Soul. Gumby Publishing, Sean Xavier Gumby Jr. and myself, Sean Xavier Gumby Sr. in no way wish to defame, slander, or libel, or defame anybody. Everything that I say is available in court documents, at the actual court documents that are available to the public.
Okay.
Shout out to all Dog Faces subscribers, man, and all his followers, whoever's watching this. Go follow me on my Instagram, The Podcast Was Sold, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Podcast Was Sold.
My turn. I'm here to put my proverbial foot in these niggas' ass. I come to shake shit up, right? I said to myself, I am a fan of yours. I subscribed. I hit one video, boom, subscribe.
Thank you, dog.
Notification bell, boom, hit that motherfucker. We had 100, we had 170 right now, or we had 191. People have tapped in on my YouTube channel and it's going up, it's ticking up. I'm here to put my foot in the ass. I ain't here to do no motherfucking playing around. So listen, Detroit is an integral part, and that's just from a historical point of view. Detroit is a historical part of the entire BML saga because of Meech and Southwest T's origin. They're from Detroit, or from some people argue they're right outside of Detroit, but E-Course and River Rouge and Downriver, that shit is all Detroit. You can get your issue the same way you can get it in Detroit. You can get the same issue at one of those cities that you can throw a rock from the Southwest Detroit to E-Course or River Rouge or Romulus, whatever. So for all extensive purposes, they played in the streets in the city of Detroit. So even if they were not born in Detroit, were not raised in Detroit, they are Detroiters for the purposes of this conversation. So let's not get into whether they are born and raised in Detroit or none of that. They're Southwest Detroiters. They represent Southwest Detroit, so it is what it is. I saw your video, brother. I looked at it. I looked at how fair and balanced it was as you were reading, right? As you were reading certain parts of the transcripts that made,
because I had some background information from my was money, man. The way we say it in the feds is, a nigga money, paperwork straight, paperwork money, nigga.
A concert in Southern Florida. When you look at the history of 50 Cent, and this is a 50 Cent question first before we get into the actual transcripts, if you don't mind. The one thing we know about 50 is that he's serious about the people who he deal with. He's serious about the perception of people being loyal to him, for better or for worse. We know that he has a tendency and a proclivity towards attacking anything that is associated with people who he does not like. Were you surprised, or did it catch your eye? And if so, were you surprised when Big Meech announced that he was doing a concert in connection or in conjunction with Rick Ross?
No, I thought it was strange, man, that, I ain't got no static with Big Meech. And let me qualify and issue another disclaimer for everybody in Detroit. I did my federal prison time at FCI Morgantown in Morgantown, West Virginia. And Detroit had probably the biggest car on the compound, along with Flint, Kalamazoo, Saginaw. And I was cool with a lot of niggas out of Detroit. You understand? I don't think anybody that could say they did time in Morgantown did not run into dudes from Michigan. So I ain't got no static with Big Meech. I ain't got no static with Cuffy. I ain't got no static with Detroit. I ain't got no static with nobody. I really don't care. When I saw the rappers doing a concert for a nigga getting out of prison for being a big time drug dealer, I thought that was odd, right? But it doesn't surprise me with today's society that they would do something like that. So that didn't really bother me. The fact that he was with Rick Ross, you know what I'm saying? That didn't ring a bell with me neither, because I don't follow this kind of shit, Chris. Really, this isn't even my lane. My lane is really calisthenics and self-esteem and self-confidence. But when 50 Cent started going at Rick Ross and Meech and caught, then I was like, okay, let me see what's up. Because if my man is really a rap, I want to see which one of these rappers is still gonna get down with him and go and perform at this show.
Right, gotcha. Would it be, so let's just say, I'm gonna throw something out there before we get into the meat and potatoes of this conversation. Because I've come down on this before, and long before the concert was ever announced, the allegations that Meech had worked third party or we call it reindeer games where I'm from, bro. I'm a state baby. I did 17 straight calendars in the state in Michigan, right? In the MDOC. We call these games reindeer games. And there's nothing new. The fact that somebody would enter into an understanding with
somebody that's in his family was, she didn't want to get caught up in a money laundering thing, and she was upset.
What kind of rat you call that, right? That's a diabolical rat.
Something going on, you can go to 5-0 and say, yo,
way of danger themselves. Can you speak to my audience about the different levels of cooperation that you've seen during your time in the federal institutions? Can you tell us about the different things that take place inside the Fed joints and explain to us how the paperwork party thing goes?
Well, I think that's a good point that you make. I think everybody is resigned in their minds that if the nigga that's in jail didn't raise his hand and point on the stand and say, I'm the rat, then if you ain't got that kind of documentation on a 5K1 or on a proffer agreement, then the nigga ain't rat. But yeah, your brother is in jail and you're his sister and you on the street and you find out something going on, you can go to 5-0 and say, yo, I'm gonna give you this if you cut the time for my brother. And the brother's paperwork won't be jammed up, you understand? But he'll still be getting the benefit of
the cooperation of the brother,
cooperation of somebody that's in his family.
Gotcha.
Now, you know, in the federal system, you hear all kind of, I'm sure you heard it with your state time. You know, you hear all kind of shit, man, you know. But I think that what you're alluding to, Chris, and I think it's a good point, is that you're trying to make it known to your audience in the comment section and to mine as well, and to all of them, that just because the nigga himself didn't get on the stand and point and say, yeah, that don't mean they wasn't complicit.
Open panel, y'all hit the link, hit the link.
To get themselves their time cut.
Mm-hmm. As you start to read through the paperwork, at what point, so we already know, so there's no dispute that Tammy Cowin is a federal informant.
Without a doubt.
She started off as an unpaid one. I don't know what kind of rat you call that, right? That's a diabolical rat, right? So she just, for the sake of just telling on the motherfucker, right? You studied the situation with Terry White. Can you tell us, before we even get into the whole, because I want to pick your brain. Excuse me as I go on, bro. But I'm all over the place with you, bro, because I know you're a man of substance, the man of knowledge. So I want to talk about, at the very beginning of you doing your research into Tammy Cowin and this whole situation, how soon after you started to dig into it did Terry White's name pop up?
Terry White's name pops up immediately, man. Terry White's name pops up immediately, man. In the motion to suppress, Cuffy filed a motion to suppress the electronic surveillance for the wiretaps in terms of proving probable cause. Terry White's name is right in there immediately. And I'm like, who's Terry White? And when I read through it, you read through the case, Tammy Cowin, who is CS1 on all these documents, confidential source 1, was involved with Terry White on a sexual level, on a relationship level, and was his lady, and jammed him up. And that was the first case she worked on, and her reasoning for that was she didn't want to get caught up in a money laundering thing, and she was upset that he did that to her or whatever, so she says. But she's in it immediately, man. I mean, Terry White is in it immediately. And that is the case that Jack Harvey, the controlling agent, says that she did such a fantastic job that she was actually the heart and soul of that case.
Salute my boy Gongo in the building.
Peace.
Decided to keep her on, and that's when she got in touch with Keith.
I want you to hear this. So listen to this, guys.
So Harvey was the lead investigator. Jack Harvey was the lead investigator in the whole BMF saga in terms of taking BMF down, right?
Is that a statement you're making, or you're asking me?
I'm asking you.
Jack Harvey.
Okay.
I've heard that. I've heard, but I haven't researched that yet, and I may come to that. I know Jack Harvey from the Terry White case, right? But people have said in the comment section and in other videos that he's actually been the lead agent in the whole BMF joint going years back before Terry White.
Yeah, before they even got indicted, Jack Harvey, according to all the BMF sources I know, was following around. He wasn't even hiding the fact that he was surveilling them, right? And so he is a prominent figure. I think he was, in fact, the lead investigator from the DEA level of looking into or trying to gather information to prosecute BMF from the very beginning, even before he was the lead dog. He was the bird dog on the BMF takedown situation, amongst with other people who we don't know, but we know it as it specifically relates to BMF. He was the bird dog on that BMF case. Tammy Cowin, she met Big Meech in 2002, 2003. Right. Did she met him personally, or she became aware of him because she was around the Blue Da Vinci's of the world and they were a part of the whole BMF squad? Or did she have a up close and personal relationship with Meech? Or was it just because she's we know BMF ran through bitches for a living? Right. So is she claiming to have had an intimate relationship with Meech? Is she claiming to have been friends or acquaintances with Meech? Or how does that go?
Well, to answer your question, I don't know. And right after that, I don't think that matters.
Right.
In terms of Big Meech. The fact that she testified under oath in court documents that she knew of him and met him around 2002, 2003, right, is critical.
Right? And that's the start of it all. And so I feel the same way you feel. How she met him, or the circumstances under which she met him, or who she met him.
She knew him.
She knew him. It was what it was.
She was around, and she knew at that point, because he wasn't busted yet. He was living that life. She knew what he was about.
Right. Absolutely. And it wasn't hard to tell who's at the top of the totem pole, right? So she knew what it was she was doing. According to information I had, when the BMF takedown happened, she became a pen pal with several members of BMF, including Big Meech. She pen palled with J-Bo and a couple of other members of BMF who were incarcerated in the Fed joint. So she was just searching for a entrance. And she was just, man, listen, Jeffrey Dahmer had pen pals. So it's not surprising that people see infamous figures and notorious figures decide to write them to make their acquaintance. That's nothing new now either. So for people who are trying to chime or come down on that or how that took place or why it happened, really it doesn't matter how it happened or why it happened. What matters is most to me, and my thinking is that she eventually won or gained Big Meech's trust to the point to where she became the contact person for him. Not his sister,
Big Meech was
not his mom, not his baby mama, not some other female he had a decent enough relationship with. It was a female that was connected to one of his main partners in Btbtbtv that eventually became his go-to person. If you wanted to talk to Big Meech, even people in his family, you can get it done faster if you went through Tammy Cowin's.
Hey, could I chime in on that 1 minute?
That's crazy, man.
Peace, my brothers. They was saying, like you said, 2002 that she met him. I think in the Al Prophet, he might have mentioned that they had dealt with each other sexually. I'm not going to be absolute with that, but you made a statement about how Big Meech said, if anybody go back to the Smack DVD that he made in Miami, he said one of the things that made them so strong was that no broads could bring them down. That, you know, they just deal with them and keep it moving. Now, it would appear to me that at that time, she became acquainted with them, but she also was put into some type of secretary position. But the biggest thing that was said in that recent one by Al Prophet was that in 2009, she had met or she had called Special Agent Jack Harvey, and she had let him know, what she was about ready to do. But also, when she talked to Special Agent Jack Harvey, she said that, is there any way for me to get Big Meech, Demetrius Frentroy, a time cut? That was in 2009 when she first started working. And in that, he had like a 700-page document. It was also known that there was another CS2 that they never mentioned. My problem with it is that if Meech decided to do that, because in those documents, it was a 51K. A 51K is a departure where you are allowed to receive less time. Remember, everybody was putting out there in 2018 that Big Meech was supposed to surface. So for people to say that Meech didn't know what she was doing, that doesn't make any sense, because when she was speaking with Special Agent Jack Harvey, she was already making a plea as far as what she could do to help with getting Meech's time cut. But like I said, they also mentioned about a CS2 who was supposed to be a female also. And one time she even called Special Agent Jack Harvey.
On the Parcel.
Flannery. Yeah.
Flannery, not it's Flannery Parcel.
Flannery.
Demetrius Flannery.
She also called Special Agent Jack Harvey and said, I received the $80,000 and I don't know why. Now, from listening to it, it seems like they already had that particular department in which she started dealing with the other special agent that took over the case that she ended up in a relationship with, because they was wondering how all this money was being allocated. And what I'm drawing up from that too, that people got to understand from my perspective of where I'm looking at it, Meech wouldn't have had his baby mama or any of those other chicks that was real close to him to get involved with that, because if he did, that would have been a direct link to him when all of this information started to come out. But I don't see that there's any way around this because of everything that she did, you know, and her job was to take money and deliver drugs, but mainly dealing with the Mexicans at that time, which she never did none of that. So this is how the investigation went. And she also stated that when she was in the car and she got a call from who was it? It was Suarez that called her, right?
Yeah, Suarez, yeah.
Right. Suarez called her and she had it on speaker when he first started talking about the pills and everything. And that's when the special agent that she was dealing with at that time decided to go further in with the case. I'm coming in on the entail, so I'm gonna let y'all brothers build a little bit and I can add on as we go.
All right. Yo, Gago. So I know in your travels, you was around BMF quite a few times, probably, right?
Yes. Yes.
Gango, you there?
You talking to me?
No, I was talking to Gango Roach. My man Gango.
Okay. All right.
Oh yeah. Gango, he must have went somewhere by himself.
Can you hear me?
Right,
Can you hear me?
I hear you now. I hear you now.
Okay, my fault. I had it on mute. My fault.
All right. So in your travels, you was around BMF and Big Meech quite a few times.
Not Meech, but I was around some of the underlings that moved from Brooklyn to Atlanta when I was playing dirty games in the early 2000s. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, they were definitely in the mix. The prices were unbelievable. That's all I could kind of say.
Yo, what you think about how 50 Cent is on Big Meech's neck right now about this snitching thing? Do you think Big Meech snitched, or you think that he didn't know Tammy Cowin was working with the feds?
No, I mean, my personal feeling, I think he personally knew, you know what I'm saying? I think he was dying to get out of jail if he couldn't. If he didn't have to do the whole bid, he was going to use this white girl to kind of be, you know, to be the face of, you know, taking the brunt of it. You know what I'm saying? Just like the other guy was saying, your man was just saying right now, he wasn't going to use his immediate family to go do it. You know what I'm saying? So he used her so he can get away with it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know so much about it. I'm looking into it, and I'm kind of cool with the 50 camp. You know what I'm saying? My business partner is the one that got him the film studio out in Shreveport. You know what I'm saying? But I do know something about 50 that, you know, he does try to move with, you know, he doesn't try to invalidate himself by bullshit rhetoric. You know what I'm saying? You know, and like, you know, you see Rick Ross in the mix right now. You know, in my opinion, man, Rick Ross is just an actor. He's just gonna go with whatever, and he's just an agitator. Like I don't see a quality of character in Rick Ross. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't even compare the two credibility wise, at least from my experience. I've been around the 50 camp since like 2002, and I mean, I don't know if I'm biased about it, but you know, I just believe that 50 wouldn't stretch a lie this far. You know.
All right. Now you hear that. No, I don't think 50 would lie about that either.
I mean, I seen some other scenarios. You know, I came up around them with Who Kid and all that other type stuff. You know, there was a lot of police shit, a whole bunch of stuff going involved when I used to be around them and stuff like that. And I mean, when I was around them, they stood tall on the stuff. And I remember 50 pointing out some other things on some other people, and he was accurate about it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it would just make him look silly if he just jumped out on just on emotion.
But you know, I'm gonna tell you some funny thing. 50 even dismiss his own people for the slightest rumor.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Remember we did the Young Buck when that Trans Am situation came up with Young Buck driving them Trans Ams. What did he do with Young Buck? He distances himself from Young Buck. He put Young Buck on blast fast. When the dude Mike Knox from my here in Philly, right? When he looked like he got punked on camera, 50 distances himself from that dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's one thing I said about him. He keeps the same energy for everybody.
Oh no, he don't have much of a bias. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, he grew up kind of cold. You know, all his early experiences in life. Yeah, you know, I think he's kind of black-hearted when need be.
Yeah.
You know, I think he probably loved Little Meech. You know what I'm saying? Look all he did for him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just for him, that had to be an emotional move, but he did it.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna tell you why he did that to Lil Meech though. Because he felt Lil Meech, if you can sing me this and go behind your father back and do this, then you'll snake me too, nigga.
All it takes is one shot with 50 for him to cross you. He ain't gonna give you a second chance.
My situation with it is that, you know, 50 kind of plays still by old school rules, right? And after everything that he did to get this whole BMF story out there to everybody and going through what he went through with his son, I think that personally that Meech should have at least dealt with 50 first as far as saying, yo, I want to throw a big come home party with rappers and everything else. Why wouldn't he do that with 50 first and at least give 50 the opportunity to say yay or nay? It's more like it was a shock when 50 had to see that Big Meech was going to make moves with Rick Ross. And regardless of how much money or whatever that Ross is doing, as far as the opportunity on a worldwide level, we all know that 50 is way more important. 50 been doing movies, he been doing this for a minute. So my thing would be, even if I was coming home,
Salute says, I see you in the building.
Right.
Go ahead, man. My bad.
Even if I was coming home under those conditions and everything that was already done with my son and to build up my brand of BMF, I couldn't have just made a move like that without first giving 50 the opportunity, because it's not like Big Meech is still coming out and saying, well, look, you know, I gave 50 a chance at this. He didn't want to deal with me with it. So then I moved on. It was like, it seemed like it was more of a shock to 50 when he seen the play taking place. Also, I feel that Meech was kind of selfish. Some people want to say maybe he was jealous of his son's position or whatever, because just like you, I've been around them dudes right before, you know, he got locked up in Atlanta around 2004, 2005, you know, at Strokers, all that. And I told Born before, it was a direct contact, because my man, I'm gonna call him El Segundo at that time, we was doing our thing with the equality, the weed, real heavy. And his woman, who's originally from Queens, that been in the industry from back in the days with LL, a bunch of individuals at that time, she was in the real estate. So she was getting houses and cribs for Big Meech and them. So we would meet up, you know, at Strokers or whatever. And, you know, like the brother said, he had ran across us with some real nice numbers in that game. But at that moment, you know, I've been around for a while and I didn't want to go back that route. So we left that whole scenario alone, because, you know, at the end of the day, you could get knocked with 1,000 pounds of weed, but you could get knocked with a half a brick coming across state lines, and you may never see the street again. So individuals got to know the consequences of whatever that they dealing with. But it looks like to me, like this broad Tammy, she got on it where she was really trying to play everybody, because the whole deal to it was, even with Cuff, remember Cuff and them was shopping the movie and everything first. And like Blue Da Vinci said, you know, I forgot who it was. I know they said that they were trying to get a deal with Lionsgate. He had went into something else about when the other people decided that they didn't want to touch it. And I looked at it like she was playing where she wanted to get Cuff out the way. And also when the play took place, she could have killed two birds in one stone, because that first, if everything would have went through with Suarez, Cuff, and everything, and Meech being involved, he probably could have ended up on that indictment. Or was it like what we seeing? Was it a play from the very beginning? But if he would have ended up on that indictment, then you got two people.
He was on an indictment.
No, I know he wasn't, but I'm saying that never came through because of the simple fact that, you know what I'm saying, that whole case got messed up by her having physical dealings with the other special agent. Right. So it never came through. But if you look at her movements and everything, she would have, you know, had them both out the way. And like, why wouldn't Meech use an entertainment lawyer and sign over his power of attorney and everything to them without using this broad? So I can't see where he didn't know what she was doing. And once again, Blue said in 2017 that he bought everything to Meech's attention, and Meech said, I don't care what's going on, just stay away from it so 50 could do what he's doing, but just leave my name out of it. And he never talked to Blue anymore after that.
Right.
Yeah. And he never talked to Cuffy no more after, what was it, 2014 or something like that? Or 2013? Wasn't that the last time he had contact? All right, I'm playing a video.
It's been well over a decade from what I was told. Or well more than that with Cuffin.
Yeah. All right, here we go, y'all. He about to start talking about the thing.
It turned out to be 5-0. That's not a good look at all, man.
Got you. Blue Da Vinci, I interviewed him last week. He said that when he found out that Big Meech had a relationship with Tammy Cowin's pen pal business relationship, Blue Da Vinci said that he informed Big Meech over the phone that Tammy Cowin's was hot and that she had worked in a concerted effort with the DEA to take down Terry White. I have no reason to believe that what Blue Da Vinci said was untrue. Blue Da Vinci also said that when he became aware of everything that was going on, that he presented the information to Big Meech's son, Little Meech, specifically the whole Cuffy situation. I have no reason to not to believe him when he says he did that either. He said it publicly. Lil Meech never came out and said anything otherwise, that he didn't present the information that his father was in fact working in a third-party cooperative situation to gain his freedom faster than what his sentence dictated. When we talk about Fidel Suarez, we know that Big Meech, or that it has been said that Big Meech met Fidel Suarez, who was an alleged member of the Mexican drug cartel, that he met him in the St. Clair County jail. And St. Clair County is a county just north, maybe 45 minutes to an hour north of Detroit. as I'm learning more about this situation, I'm asking myself this question. Even though Big Meech wasn't in the St. Clair County Jail for drug trafficking at that particular point in time, they know who he was. At what point do you put a Mexican cartel member in close proximity to a Big Meech? How does that work? In a federal holding facility, nonetheless. They normally keep people who have that kind of magnetism or who are involved in that level of the streets. They normally separate them, especially when they have nothing to do with each other. They don't put them around each other. This Fidel Suarez is something I want to touch on a little bit later, but he's an innocuous figure. He's a wily coyote. He didn't beat more drug cases than John Gotti. Sean G, tell me, you made a post yesterday, and everybody in Detroit grabbed hold to your post, and not everybody, but some of the most prominent figures in the world of rap grabbed what you said when you said that Tammy Cowin, who initially in her affidavit that the federal government used to present to a judge
that she signed under the penalties of perjury.
Right. So in her initial affidavit that she signed under the penalty of perjury, outside of the fact that she was already working in a concerted effort with the federal government to take down drug dealers from the Mexican cartel to just whoever she could find at any particular point in time. Tammy Cowin sign the affidavit?
That's not true.
It's not true. Tell me what's true.
What you just said, that she was working for the DEA to take down drug dealers and Mexican cartels or anybody who she could find, she was not doing that.
Okay, tell me what she was doing.
That is the interesting point that everybody's missing, that I brought to light today on the video that I just put up on my YouTube channel, Podcast with Soul. After Tammy Cowin did such a splendid job taking down Terry White, Jack Harvey retires in 2011. And on the same day of his retirement, Keith Cromer, Jack Harvey hands her over to Keith Cromer the very same day. And at the very first meeting, Tammy Cowin's meeting this dude, he tells her, she says, well, he says, we want you to come on board and be a full-time informant. And she says, well, what do you want me to do? And he tells her, we want you to work with Hispanics, pick up drugs, pick up money, make phone calls. And when you bust somebody who's Hispanic, you're not going to have to worry about any type of retribution or anything coming back to you, because when we bust them, we're going to deport them, so you ain't going to never have to see them again.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, well, what if I get something real big? And he says, you'll make a lot of money. And then immediately after that, she says, can I get Demetrius Flannery a time cut? And he says right back, this is the first fucking day, the first 8 minutes that they meet this person ever in life. And he says, we can work on that, right? Now, what you said that is not true, but I know what you were saying. During the course of the Cuffy Suarez investigation, she never goes on none of these Hispanic missions.
Right.
They call her, say, yo, we got something for you tonight. Go pick up this money here. Go drop this drugs off there, make this. But every time she's like, all right, bet, I'm on my way to do it. They say, it fell apart. There was nothing to it. So to me, that was just the oil in her ear to, you understand, get her to do what they wanted her to do, and what she, you know what I'm saying, with the Cuffy situation. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, she never did any of that. But anytime it was related to Cuffy, she was always
dialed in.
She was always in motion and working. So
okay.
that's the part that, you know, I wanted to correct, and that's what Cuffy's lawyer, which I put the video up today under her cross-examination of Tammy, she dug right into that. You know,
Can you tell us? Can you give us some details about during that? It was during the Frank's hearing, or was it doing a different hearing?
During the Frank's hearing.
So can you give us a brief recap of what Cuffy's lawyer did to dig into Tammy during that Frank's hearing?
Well, she said first of all, she started with Terry White, Cuffy's attorney. Miss Traub started with Tammy White, started with Terry White.
Right.
And she asked her, she says, well, why did you start setting up Terry White? Because you just thought it was the right thing to do? You know what I'm saying? Because he got no compensation. Terry White. There was no money for Terry White. And Jack Harvey mentioned that she was an unusual informant because she didn't have no drug problem. She didn't have no case. She didn't want money. She didn't, you know, she just was doing this. But the question is, why? So
that's not true.
She tells Cuffy's attorney, well, I felt guilty about Terry White using my credit cards for me to get money off my credit cards, and I felt I was doing something wrong. So I go to Jack Harvey, right, who's a DEA agent, and I go see him and tell him about the credit card situation. But obviously at this time also she knows Terry is selling drugs or whatever. So basically what Cuffy's lawyer was trying to say is that, you know, your motivation to set these people up is based on something else other than money. Because you weren't, what they said you were going to earn money for, they didn't have you doing. So you wasn't working on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then for Terry White, you didn't do anything. So what were you looking for in exchange for putting your life on the line? That's the question.
And that is a $1 million question, because how often do we find people who are willing to engage in something like this, where in which they are putting their lives on the line in order to get the feds, but they need to knock somebody down? How often do you find people who are willing to do that when they have no
only for money?
Only for
right. I'm gonna if I'm gonna do that, dog face, which I ain't never ratted. You can check my paperwork. I'm good. But hypothetically speaking, if that was it, yo, give me $3 million and I'll do it. Right? Because everything is on the line, right?
Right.
But she's doing this like on the strength. Now that don't sound right.
Don't
Yo,
sound
Paul,
right to me.
hold it up one minute,
I've been locked up half my goddamn life, and I ain't never seen a motherfucker just hey.
There's a reason why that you're doing something.
That part right there, what he's saying is not all the way correct, because she got scared that she might have got charged with money laundering. Yeah, he talking about the credit cards and everything else. But also, right, that after they knocked Terry White off, she got paid $55,000. And the reason why she got paid $55,000 is because she told the agents that she had some jewelry in the house that was confiscated and forfeiture. You know what I'm saying? And she claimed that it was worth like $34,000. So that's why they gave her that first check for $55,000. And then after that, when she hooked it up with Keith, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. The whole investigation started to be kind of spotlighted on what was the situation, because not only did they give her the $55,000, they was giving her $2,500 a month for rent. And then it turned out that she got another check for $80,000, in which she called Jack Harvey back and said, yo, I just got a check for $80,000. This is too much money. This is too much money. Now remember, Keith Cromer was highly in love with her. That dude was going over there dealing with her 4 to 5 times a week.
Hello.
Yo.
Hello.
You there? Yo, God, you there?
Oh yeah, I'm here. What about you, man?
Yo, your boy, you there? Somebody must have called him and the phone hung up.
Oh man, he
the
was
frozen
cooking.
line.
He was cooking.
Yeah. Well, he'll come back. Now, what you thinking about? What you was thinking about that, man?
Yeah, nah, he was cooking. He was cooking, man. That's funny because before I got on here, I was watching that same Sean G dog face thing. You know, right before I got on here. You know what I'm saying? But your man's definitely interjecting some pieces that Sean G didn't put out there, like putting, filling in.
And hold on just 1 minute, right? Now, just what he was saying about the drugs and the pickup money, but also, right? The dude Suarez tried to get Tammy to meet him in person, and he left and went to St. Louis. When he got to St. Louis, right? He kept calling Tammy back and forth, like, yo, I'm up here. Why I can't get in touch with Cuff? And come to find out, Cuff had about 5 different numbers. So he told her, yo, I'm up here and I got the truck, right? They had the fallout because Cuffy got to work. It was more than pills that was in there, because later on, he got back in touch with Tammy. All Tammy ever had of him was a picture that he had sent her, because she refused to ever meet with him in person. And where the fallout came with Cuffy and Suarez is that Suarez said that Cuffy didn't pay him for everything. He didn't pay him for the black bags. So that means that it was more in that truck other than the pills. And after that, Cuffy came down to Atlanta, which Blue Da Vinci said he let him hold the blue Bentley that he had so that he could move around, because still at that time Cuffy was still trying to shop the movie to that. And that's when Cuffy met up with Tammy again and was trying to get Tammy to plug him in to another connect, which I found ironic, because if this girl was so squeaky clean, and like you said, Meech met her in 2000, and also she became a secretary, so she was close to this man in a lot of
2003,
ways.
yeah, 2002. She said
Right,
2002, 2003.
Exactly. So it's not like everybody trying to throw out there like Meech just came, familiar with her when he was locked up.
Yeah.
That's not true.
All right, now listen what he's gonna say. He's gonna explain that. He's gonna explain that too. Let's go back. He's gonna explain that right now.
What's something to that effect?
There's always a reason. Before every reaction, there's a thought process that goes into play. whether you want to tell it what it is or not, there's always something that precedes to whatever action you do. And that is a mighty, mighty task to undertake, to get into an organization or to get next to people for the sole purposes of telling on them when there's no incentive other than just to do it because you're a Johnny Five. No, that ain't how that shit go.
These people have a propensity to violence.
Mm.
You know, why would you do that? And that was the other question that I asked today on my video. Like, you know, Meech wakes up one day and he has a cup of coffee. Says, that tastes good. I just worked out. I had my good breakfast. We had a good breakfast today. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to sign my life rights and my film credits and my power of attorney. I'm just going to give it to you, Tammy. Honestly, you don't owe me nothing. Come on, man.
Right.
Nah.
That is crazy that you would say that. It's not. It is also what I can call a telling and a damning statement, because you have family members that you've known for your entire life, and here you have a woman who you gained a genuine acquaintance with her through a pen pal situation, and you think it wise not to only sign over the rights to your story with BMF and the whole Big Meech thing, but you also give this person power of attorney to act legally in your behalf.
Right, but I want to strike that pen pal situation. Right, let's not limit it to just that, because the pen pal situation limits it to just Meech's time of incarceration and the paperwork starting in 2009. Remember, she knew him since 2002.
Yeah,
right?
look,
We don't really know what that situation was, but if she was hanging around that crew, and I don't want to speculate, but I think it's a little more elevated than just
her being
the honey that start writing them, and then you never met her.
The nuances of the situation has to be more complex than just him doing that, because it doesn't make sense that you, after having started a relationship as a pen pal with somebody, would then entrust that same person who just so happens to be a unpaid to paid federal informant.
What did Meech get back in compensation? If Dogface TV is going to give power of attorney and his life rights to write a movie on his life to somebody, you're going to be saying, well, yo, what you going to do for me? Same anybody. What compensation did Meech get back? That's what everybody's missing. Or they're not missing it, or they refuse to acknowledge because they want to keep a blind eye because they from Detroit and Meech from Detroit, or they from Atlanta and Meech from Atlanta. You know, but I'm looking at this from
a purely objective.
Exactly. And this is a businessman. This is a man who's about money, right? He knows business. If I give you and the thing is this, in the paperwork today, and I went over this in my video, Cuffy's lawyer, this is where because there's 4 co-defendants, there's 4 defendants in this case. There's Cuffy and 3 other defendants, and there's 4 attorneys. They each have their own attorney, and I believe that all of the attorneys are going to attack her in different areas, right? Because they don't want one person up there for 3 hours, you know what I'm saying? And Cuffy's attorney, her job, from what I read today, she was just pointing out the things that just don't make sense about what you said your motivation is. And she said that Frank Lucas, an American gangster, could not receive compensation for the film on his life and movie rights because there was heinous acts involved. There were murders involved, right? But Conversely, in Meech's case, there was no murders involved. There was no heinous act. So Meech himself could have kept all of his rights, kept his power of attorney, and done his 30 ball like he was supposed to do. And when he got out after the 30 ball, he could have sold his rights himself and kept all the cheese, right? And if you would have got some time cut like you say you did, because of the Trump First Step Act or Obama giving back 2 points or whatever, they rewrote the drug laws, you would have benefited more. You would have got your time cut like you say you did. We haven't seen any paperwork yet evidencing that that's how you got your time cut. You went from how much time did he actually do, Chris? 19, 20.
I think he did 19, 20 years tops.
Okay, so if you take 20 and divide it by 0.85,
right,
that takes you back 20 divided by 0.85, which is 85% of the federal prison time. It comes in at 23 and a half, right?
Okay.
That he went from 30 years to 23 and a half, right? So there's 6.5 years. Why did that come down? Was it for the two? It very well may have been from the Trump First Step Act or them rewriting the drug laws, but where's the paperwork to show that? Why are you not speaking up about that? Yo, I got my time cut. If it's me, y'all saying I'm ready. Yo, I got my time cut because of this, man. Then I went. I got that. I'm especially if I'm Big Meech.
You all over that shit.
I'm iconic. I have the chance to do a movie with Scorsese or Spielberg or whoever. You know, I'm finna clean everything up. Anything that's making me look bad, I'm shooting it in the head. But my man ain't done that, man.
Why do you think he hasn't done it? That is one of the $1 million questions in this whole sordid affair.
Well, you know, his body language didn't look good to me.
Body language. Listen, let me say this, brother, before you make that point. The people who know him well, they are all talking about body language. And they have tried, some people have tried to attribute it to the fact that he did 20 years in prison, so it changes you. But brother,
his body great, and you did time, Chris. His body language would be even more aggressive.
Yeah, even more.
His institution, he would be even more animated.
Absolutely. I came home, my chest out. I've been doing push-ups for 17 years. Walking, bear crawling.
I'm ready. I can't wait. I'm make all this money. I'm making a comeback. My energy is amped, man. I'm sitting up like a Doberman Pinscher in the front seat.
God.
Exactly. Tammy Cowin, she signed the affidavit in that affidavit. It surfaced during Cuffy's Frank's hearing, wherein which inside the affidavit she stated that Big Meech was involved.
Ain't no question.
With running a drug play between Fidel Suarez and Cuffy. She said that Big Meech, the word I'm looking for, that he coordinated it through her. What does it mean when law enforcement finds out that a prisoner is inside of one of their facilities, and it is discovered during a court proceedings that prisoner facilitated a crime? What does that mean in federal language?
Well, he's involved in the conspiracy right there. Once she signed that affidavit, and this is the affidavit.
And she did sign it.
That's the one that she signed under it's a sworn affidavit under the penalties of perjury. She can go to prison. She expressly states that Meech put Suarez in touch with her and Cuffy in touch with her to facilitate the sale of a large amount of cocaine. That being said, implicates Meech in another conspiracy while he's already doing a 30 ball. You know, nobody talks about that part, right? the transaction, the very fact there had to be no drugs, no transaction, the fact that he mentions it and he's got a track record of that, he's supposed to got indicted on that alone.
But he was never, so that makes him an unindicted co-conspirator in Tammy Cowin's work with the DEA in an attempt to nail Fidel Flores and Cuffy to the cross.
100%.
How did Tammy Cowin come to know who Fidel Flores was, according to your research?
Through Buddy.
Demetrius Flannery, Big Meech,
Right.
excuse me. Demetrius Flannery, Big Meech gave Suarez Tammy's number. That's the only way she could have got his number. How else is she going to get his number? Big Meech, Demetrius Flannery gave Deion Gatlin Cuffy Tammy Cowin's number.
Yo, boy.
So the one common in
hold
mathematics,
it
they call
up.
that
Hold it up 1 minute. I just wanted,
we don't care what the new.
I wanted to say something, right? You playing this one, but I wish you would have played the Al Prophet joint, because later on she comes back and recants on all of that. She comes back and recants and says, like, Meech didn't know what was going on.
No, he don't say the same thing though, because I watched this whole live.
Okay, because like I said, it is all making sense with everything that they saying, because why would Meech put this girl of all people in that position? And also, he also told Blue Da Vinci to back up out the situation. I don't see, the other brother that was on there that was around them also, and I was around them personally.
J-Bo.
No, not
the brother J-Bo.
I'm saying the other brother that was just speaking, that's from up top or whatever, that said he was down there. Right. Anybody that was around and anything, they know, and this is what get me a little bit pissed with the whole situation, because why people can't see that after Blue was pulling his coat, that they was going to turn around and try and put it out there like Blue Da Vinci was snitching with the situation with the $1 million, the limousine and everything. But from my perspective, that's just like me and you, Born, and we rolling, and you my right-hand man, and they getting ready to make a movie about BMF. Why wouldn't 50 have Blue Da Vinci involved with that process? Because if anybody could tell everything that was practically going on with, you know what I'm saying, the whole BMF thing.
But you know why 50 was involved in that process? Because Big Meech put out there Blue was a snitch.
Exactly.
That's what 50 did do.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, because at that time he already know that Blue knows what's going on. So I'm gonna keep him as far away from the situation as possible. But in the same token, right, that anybody that's dealing with that and know how close they was as individuals, then he would have had to be involved. Just like he explained the whole situation with the Jeezy contract with Meech and everything. And he said when Jeezy came there that night telling them he about ready to sign the Def Jam and Diddy and all that, that Meech was in there high off of 2 stacks of ecstasy with some chicks. What people is not wanting to give credit to is that BMF, the drug crew, and BMF Entertainment was two different things. And in that process, Blue was basically running the whole thing because, like Blue said, before he got with him, they was called what? Stomping Ground Entertainment.
Yeah.
And Big T separates, Southwest T separated from them and formed his own crew, which was the 263 crew. That came from Blue and them too. Like I said, with all the codes they got out in LA 187 for, murder or whatever. So it had been a separation with them because once again, it was a thing where Southwest T was feeling away at how close Blue and Big Meech had became. So it's a lot of intricate parts to this, but finish playing it. But I just want to interject that is no way that should have been done without Holmes being involved, because even though it was good, he definitely could have made it better, because if you got somebody that's around you, why you didn't sign it over to him or whatever? All these things have to be taken into consideration, because Meech had already made the play for this broad to go out there and work with this situation with him getting a time cut. It's obvious.
And Congo, what you feel about the situation, brother?
Hey man, I'm just listening to you, man. I'm being enlightened, man. I didn't, I didn't know so much about it except for what I knew in the exterior. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, I'm enjoying the ride from what your man's saying.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna play. Let me play some more of this real quick.
Numerator is, but that denominator is motherfucking same. Because had it not been for Big Meech putting Tammy Cowin into his world as it relates to the game, she would have no inside or intricate knowledge or details about who is doing what, when, where, why, or how, or who he thinks can do or would do something. It had to have come from him. Is that what you're saying?
Tammy Cowin was based in Atlanta. Cuffy is in St. Louis. Fidel Suarez is in California. Why would Fidel Suarez or Cuffy need Tammy to do a deal if they were going to do a deal? Why would they need her? Number one, if Fidel is hot or Cuffy is hot, not implying that they are, just hypothetically speaking, and one of them was trying to set up the other one, why would they need Tammy to do that? If they were working off some time on some shit they got jammed up in. That's two things. The third thing is, how could Tammy Cowin possibly know in Atlanta what a Mexican from California and a brother from St. Louis are getting ready to do a big drug deal in St. Louis? Those are the three things.
Gotcha. Inside the affidavit, Tammy Cowin, her sworn testimony that she signed, she says that Big Meech orchestrated or arranged this drug deal between Fidel Castro. So one of the hot button issues,
Fidel Suarez,
excuse me, I keep on saying Castro because I'm a Joanne Chesimard. I'm a solid finish chorus.
Right.
I'm a BLA supporter, bro. So what does it mean? So Detroit is ablaze with you. They are all in an uproar. We have people who have taken your commentary and have taken your, I call it coming down on a particular subject. That means giving your opinion about a particular thing. They've taken Sean G. You are the most important podcaster in the city of Detroit right now. Despite all the work we put in, we have a Northern New Jersey guy come and invade the YouTube streets and take over. Fuck what you talking about, dog face. Fuck what they talking about. This Sean G guy is it.
Shout out to Detroit, man. Shout out to Bright Mo. Shout out to Grand Avenue, Grosse Pointe, Windsor, Canada. Bloomfield, all that, man, all around Detroit. Shout out to the D, man.
Shout out. Sean G, yesterday you came down. And brother, I'm known for having an anger problem, right? So I'm looking up, I'm minding my own business, right? I look up, they say, Sean G said Big Meech is good. Paperwork checks out. Tammy Cowin's recanted her statement and admitted that she told a lie, and Big Meech is good to go. I look at that shit. I say, he did what? This your podcast right now. You are an honorary CEO.
This is what I said, you know, and no, I did not say that Meech's paperwork was good. I got a lot of comments under that video where people were elated by the fact that I just reported what was in the paperwork.
Gotcha.
Right? Now, what people selectively forgot was that the day before I did a video where I said on the stand, Tammy Cowin's expressly states under oath that she asked Keith Cromer for a time cut for Big Meech for in exchange for becoming an informant, and Keith Cromer told her we can work on that. Right? That is
she was sleeping with the agent.
Not good, right? And as you've been expressing, we got affidavits with her setting these types of things up, right? Now, this all happens. She asked for the time cut, and this all happens before the Franks hearing, and the St. Louis DEA starts posting and making publicly available the court documents erroneously and probably not doing it the right way, putting Tammy's name, address, and work in the document posted online. And anybody on the planet can go and see this document. And I think people on Cuffy's side see this and they begin to threaten her life, threaten the life of her daughter, who was 16, and threaten Big Meech. And she panics, right? And you want me to keep going, dog?
Yes, this show. This ain't my show no more.
She panics and she calls the DEA agents in St. Louis and say, yo, hold on. Her people she know, her friends or maybe even family starts calling her saying, yo, you all right? You good? You cool? She like, yeah, everything fine. She goes online on Pacer and sees these documents with her name and everything. She calls the DEA agents out of St. Louis and starts going off on the U.S. attorney for St. Louis saying, yo, y'all got my name in this thing. This ain't supposed to be. And the DA, the assistant U.S. attorney for St. Louis, says the DA did what they supposed to. He's not bending to her. He's, yo, we gonna let it stand. What's out there is out there, and we rocking with that. You deal with what you got to deal with. She then gets on the phone and calls the judge and speaks to a guy there. And then she calls Cuffy's old attorney and starts to say, yo, everything I said in that initial affidavit, all that's lies. All that's bad information.
Question.
Right?
The initial affidavit that she signed, where in which she stated that Big Meech is the one who orchestrated or used her to orchestrate the drug deal between Fidel Suarez and Cuffy. In that initial affidavit, right? That initial affidavit, what did they do with the affidavit? What was the importance of the affidavit? Did they use that to present to the judge?
Absolutely, to get wiretaps and electronic surveillance and to follow Cuffy, to put tracking devices on Cuffy, to look through his garbage, trash pulls, they call it. Look at tap his phones, tap his computers, whatever they needed to do. That was the intent of that affidavit. And that affidavit that she signed, she was not under the duress that she was under, as I was just speaking to before. She was free and clear, she was calm, and those were the statements that she made.
Got you. So she's under duress after she finds out that documents have been leaked, identifying her as confidential source one.
She's scared to death because people are coming to her house, knocking on her door, calling her phone, calling her at her job, telling her, "You dead, bitch. How does it feel to be a paid informant?" And emailing her, mentioning her daughter, and she knows she's in trouble, right? And that she can't rewind the tape and spackle and tape or use whiteout. What's done is done. Then she dips. She dips to go see Big Meech in Louisiana. She don't get to meet him, but she gets to rap to him on the phone. And this is when he tells her, "I don't want my name caught up in this mess." Right?
What does that mean to you? Because this is what she said happened. This is not some innocuous, undenounced figure. She says that this is what the conversation they had. Why is that important?
Well, I'm not going to speculate, Chris.
Gotcha.
You could draw your own inference, and I have my own inference, but I'm not going to speculate. My job is to just
report the facts. Gotcha.
Responsible journalism. Do I have my opinion? Maybe we could do another show later, and then at the end, after I look at everything, I'll tell you what it is. But I mean, anybody can see you say one thing when you're not under duress. That's a sworn affidavit with penalties of imprisonment for perjury. And then after you are exposed and you speak to my man and he says, "I don't want my name in this," now you come back to the drawing board and you're calling everybody and you handwrite another affidavit. Then you say, "Well, I hand wrote that one, but then I wrote another one because it had typos in it," right?
Right.
But you never sign or send in the second affidavit changing what you wrote in the initial affidavit, because you know penalties of perjury you could lead you to imprisonment. Why don't you sign those second affidavits? Why didn't you send them in? And I went through that, and I'm going to go through that tomorrow. But that's what Cuffy's lawyer got on her about that today. And the only way that those two handwritten affidavits got in the courtroom is because it was a part of the discovery. Because when she got back and she handwrote it, she started faxing it here, faxing it there, faxing it to the judge, faxing it to Jack Harvey, faxing it to Keith Crummell, faxing it to DEA in St. Louis, faxing it to the judge in St. Louis, faxing it to Cuffy's old attorney, just muddying up the water, but never taking blue ink and signing it. Because now you definitely going to prison because you got two affidavits sworn and signed that say two entirely different things.
Right. And why that's important just for clarity purposes, is you have an affidavit that you have signed, wherein which you are saying that you work in the concerted effort with Big Meech, who arranged a drug deal between Fidel Suarez and Cuffy. You have knowledge of it. You understand the parameters. You understand everything about it because you were there. On top of the fact that you're already known as a informant for the DEA. So they're working with you hand in hand throughout this whole process.
They know everything.
They know everything. So when they say, well, she recanted her statement, she took it back. She filed another affidavit stating that what she said in the initial affidavit about Big Meech orchestrating this drug deal from behind federal walls. She never submitted or signed or submitted that second affidavit. She did it, I'm going to guess, because she was mad, angry, frustrated, and afraid for her life because it became known that she was in fact the person who was CSI1. So what does it mean? So if she had signed the second affidavit and submitted it, what that would have meant is this. It would have meant that Cuffy's legal team would have grabbed hold of that second affidavit, and they would have used the second affidavit to impeach her to disrupt or to destroy the first affidavit, because you have two competing affidavits that are about the same thing when she's saying different things.
The case gets thrown out.
The whole case gets thrown out.
Immediately. And she perjures herself and she goes to prison. The case gets thrown out immediately.
She's not the DA's darling anymore because she has done something by signing that second affidavit contradicting what she wrote in the first affidavit. So just so we're clear again for the people in the back to hear it, the first affidavit, she spells out in explicit, intricate detail that Big Meech, Demetrius Flannery, set up and arranged the drug deal from federal prison between Cuffy from St. Louis and Fidel Suarez from California, who is the Mexican drug cartel plug. She hand wrote a second, I don't even want to call it an affidavit, but it could have been, because an affidavit can be handwritten as long as it's signed and submitted. She hand wrote it, a couple of different drafts of it, but she never submitted it. We talked offline about the U.S. attorneys coming down on Atlanta to talk to her about these affidavits. Can you talk about that?
Automatic piece of the God. All right, y'all.
They were preparing for.
Now, for everybody that's watching, everybody's gonna see this. If y'all don't think Demetrius Flannery, Big Meech Flannery, had anything to do with this, y'all fools. Because that's the reason she signed a second affidavit, because she knew she was lying on the second affidavit. She knew she was lying. The Shabu.
Yeah, she had to do that to cover it, and I'm glad that you let this one right here play, because on Al Prophet, he was saying that the joint that he had was over 700 pages, and also in his, it was circled, showing the 5-1K. You cannot receive that, not unless you cooperate in some type of shape, form, or fashion. So, at the end of the day, he knew everything that was going on, but in Al Prophet joint, he never explained why she was trying to write that second affidavit to recant what she had initially,
because
did.
they was threatening her life.
Of course.
They had an address out there, her phone number, where she worked at, all
right.
that.
Right.
And then the FBI agency in St. Louis wasn't going to take it down, block it. They told her, you got to deal with it.
There you go. So basically, she's out on her own. So now
Yeah.
she start reaching out to these lawyers, district attorneys, judges, and like they said, she muddied the water because now she placed another affidavit. But if you make an affidavit, first of all, the only way that is legal in the court, you can write one out and everything, but you got to get it notarized to make it a legal document.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just submit it without it becoming a legal document. So, like the brother explained, she didn't sign it down at the bottom because she knew that once she signed it, she's committing perjury and she can not only go to jail, but once again, like they explained it, now this would be grounds for the whole case to be dismissed because cases like that stand on the foundation, you know, of lies or whatever, corruption or whatever coming, that you obtained that evidence from fruits of a poisonous tree. So they would have had to throw it out. But like you said, now she's in a frenzy about that, but also still, I don't know whether they play on, but like I said, the bigger part of it that I'm seeing was because Keith Crowin,
Yeah.
right, was already under investigation by another department because they wanted to know how, you know what I'm saying, that
all the money was getting allocated to her.
That's exactly. Like I said, the additional 80,000, they giving her 2,500 a month. So, you know, it's looking like, you know, Holmes is paying for, you know, the Power U.
The
Right.
box.
Right. He's paying for the box. So now when they came in now and they started with that, she was already trying to pull away, but there's no way possible she could have had any workings with this whole thing without me putting her up to do it, because once again he met Suarez. He wasn't in Wayne County.
Yo, hold up. I want to show y'all something too before I'm gonna let you get back to what you're saying. But I want y'all to listen to this. Now, if y'all think Mitch was a snitch, then listen to this right here. This is what he's doing right now, the dog face.
Situated, which can protect
here we go.
Legal action. 50 Cent's criticism and others laying down, man, because apparently they have filed some type of legal action against Dogface TV podcast, because Dogface TV podcast has posted some information and some documents about this legal action that was taken. Now, he headlined it, Big Meech files legal action against 50 Cent, which prompted 50 to remove posts about Meech off his Instagram page. But the documents don't name 50, but they say others similarly situated, which can pertain to 50 Cent and his latest barrage of posts about Lil Meech and Big Meech. So yeah, man, let's get into this legal action. Wayne County Circuit Court, State of Michigan, Big Meech, Lil Meech, Street Lord Juan, Al Nuke, and others similarly situated plaintiffs versus Christopher, aka Dogface TV, defendant. Case number to be assigned, jury trial demanded. Class action complaint for defamation, false light, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Plaintiffs, by and through their undersigned counsel, bring this action against defendant Christopher, known publicly as Dogface TV, and alleges as follows. I'm gonna just skip down to the jurisdiction and venue. This court has jurisdiction over the matter pursuant to Michigan law, as defendants' statements were published in Wayne County and have caused harm within this jurisdiction. Venue is proper in this court as defendant resides and or conducts business in Wayne County, and the wrongful acts described herein were committed within the jurisdiction and beyond, impacting plaintiffs nationwide. Then we're gonna skip ahead to the parties, plaintiffs and defendant. Plaintiffs: Big Meech, Lil Meech, Street Lord Juan, Al Nuke, and other similarly affected individuals are widely recognized figures in entertainment, business, and community leadership. Defendant: Christopher, publicly known as Dogface TV, is an internet personality who hosts a podcast and social media accounts where he regularly discusses and disseminates content regarding public figures, often making baseless and slanderous claims for attention and profit. Factual allegations. Beginning on or about July 15, 2024, defendant began publishing a series of statements, videos, and social media posts falsely alleging that plaintiffs engaged in criminal activity, fraudulent dealings, and other damaging conduct. Defendant falsely portrayed plaintiffs as criminals and frauds, untrustworthy individuals with the clear intent to destroy their reputations and generate social media engagement. Defendant's platform, including YouTube and Instagram, where he has amassed a significant following. Defendant's YouTube channel has been a primary medium for publishing and monetizing defamatory content, profiting from false narratives about plaintiffs. On Instagram, defendant has further calculated false and misleading claims, leveraging social media algorithms to maximize engagement while knowingly spreading defamatory statements. Beyond digital platforms, defendant has engaged in word-of-mouth defamation, speaking directly to audiences in podcasts, interviews, and private conversations, further spreading harmful falsehoods. Defendant statements were made with actual malice, knowing they were false, or with reckless disregard for the truth, as demonstrated by his pattern of making unfounded accusations without credible sources. As a result of defendant's actions, plaintiffs have suffered loss of business opportunities and endorsements, public ridicule and harm to personal relationships, emotional distress, anxiety, and reputational damage, a loss of potential earnings due to damaged public perception, increased security concerns due to misleading narratives portraying plaintiffs as dangerous and criminal figures. Causes of action: count 1, defamation, label, and slander. Plaintiffs incorporate by reference all preceding paragraphs as if full set.
All right, that's enough of that. Is this nigga ranting again? Is this nigga ranting again?
You might have to be careful, man. This is crazy. That's crazy. Yo, you mean to tell me that Holmes like really got to them like that? Oh man, this is no good right here. Come on, it's no disrespect. This is freedom of information, right? Yeah. And freedom of speech. I mean, at the end of the day, and see, that's why this whole social media thing is like really, really crazy. Because at the end of the day, once you open up the door, nobody told you to make that move like that, that would even put this in the motion. You disrespected not just the biggest troller, 50's on everybody back. He don't care who you are, because he really playing it like it is that I just can't see an intelligent man, you know what I'm saying? And no disrespect to Big Meech. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've been around the brother before. He may not remember me, but I know that we was in the club together, and I know what I know. You know what I'm saying? And I told you before, when I first seen that sign, up there in the sky, with this BMF thing, I was like, yo, this is crazy. But at the end of the day, Holmes,
hold on. Listen, 50 had to say. 56 questions Big Meech why Rick Ross didn't pay for Little Mitch acting classes. All your people that was out did nothing for him. I helped your family make over $5 million legit dollars. 50 Cent. Why would Rick Ross didn't look out for Mimi and send him to acting school? Big Screech. All your people that was on did nothing for him. You come home thinking you the black Pablo Escobar and effed him up. I helped your family make over $5 million legit dollars. It's not my fault. It's all gone. You think people don't see you want to shine and so bad you're wearing the baby's jewelry, wearing Little Meech's jewelry. Bitch, give that baby his jewelry back.
Oh, no.
Hold on. I ain't finished. Hold up, y'all. I ain't finished. Hold up.
Go ahead.
I sat by him and we actually got to watch people audition for a couple hours. And the next day he called me 8 o'clock in the morning, woke me up. I'm like, damn, 50 calling me. So I answered the phone. He like, hey, what you think about going to acting classes? I want you to play your dad. And at first, you know, it sounded crazy, but of course, you know, I'm gonna do it. I'm not doing nothing. So of course I wanted to do it. You know, I just didn't know if I could do it.
The draft from Randy about, because it was important to show the origin story, to see the innocence and how they chose to get involved, and then it grew. Well, same thing, like it was like, yo, I'm like, he looks less like his dad in the show than he did that day. I got him from Atlanta to California and was able to get him with the coaches and have him be in a new environment where he can have that extreme focus to get ready faster than he would usually get ready. You know, so the intensity of just being that focused on doing it allowed him to achieve this in a short period of time. He was able to do it because, you know, like financially, I was supporting the idea and I believed he could do it. He had moved to California and was working with acting coaches, and his dad didn't know that he was actually doing that because we had to establish that he was good enough to do it. Even his dad is the kind of person that doesn't like to fail at things. So he'll look and he'll say, is he the best person for it? And I'm saying, yeah, he's the best person for it, for multiple reasons. You can't find anything more authentic than him portraying his dad. From my same thing, like it was like, yo, I'm effective. BMF is important in a different way. Like as things start to shift culturally, when hip hop culture is not being dominated by New York City and California or West Coast based excitement for me watching him.
It means the world to me, and I always say this is like life or death for me. I feel like, because that's how serious I take it. Not even more so with the job itself, just so with me telling the story right, because he's still in jail, you know, and he got taken away from me so young and missed my whole teenage childhood. So it's like I want people to know the real him, and that's all he wanted people to know, was the real him. People only know what they hear, you know, what their opinion is, what somebody else thinks of him. You know, they don't really know the real Big Meech. This is my big brother, you know. He's my mentor at the same time. He really guided me and helped me throughout the whole way before anybody else believed in me, before my dad even knew I could do it. 50 believed in me. He believed in me. And that, I feel like that meant the most to me, because at the end of the day, no matter how much doubt I had, I always knew in the back of my mind that 50 had my back, you know. And I just wanted to make him, my dad, proud the most, you know.
Excitement for me watching him.
Dad, see, you messed all your son money up, bruh.
Wow.
Therapy rate 808, salute. Yo, Meech messed all his son money up. You see that shit?
Was it a case of the son outshining the father? Because at the end of the day, he had to know. I mean, brother.
Hold on. I'm gonna tell you something. 50 bought that boy them first chains he got on.
I mean,
you see 50 got the BMF pinky ring on.
I mean, at the end of the day, Born, he's letting you know. You looked it up the other day and said he was worth $8 million, but 50 saying he made sure his family got $5 million, and that was just
his family. Right. That was just a side. I'm not talking about what he made off the series the last 4 years.
Okay, but I'm still saying, how do you be in that position and not realize, you know what I'm saying, the value over everything that 50 did with your son, and the position that he placed you in. You're a boss. You're a real boss. And this is where conflicts of interest come in at, because most of the time people don't realize people got complexes with their own self. But you in position. You rolling with 50, they can say whatever they want to say, but look at how the man conduct himself and deal with things. Like a realist, like, how do you mess that up? How do you think that by you making a move, talking about a rap concert and a car show, when you rolling with an individual that's making you known throughout the whole world?
Because these young kids didn't know nothing about BMF till the movie came out. The TV series came out.
No matter what magazines, whatever, he putting you in the legit lane. Why would you sacrifice that? And then by sacrificing and making that move, you sacrificed your son that was already in the lane. Nobody wants to go to war with 50, for real. And it ain't no riding. It's just
hold on. And let's keep it real. Well, a lot of people don't know. Big Meech might not even know 50 was a street nigga before he became a rapper. He was in the streets selling keys. He was in the hood selling keys. He wasn't on Big Meech level. He was in the hood selling keys, driving around on Benzes and Land Cruisers, Land Rovers,
at a young age,
motorcycles at a young age.
You know what I'm saying?
He was going to war with people that would put like this. I'm gonna say it like this. If BMF was in Jersey or New York, they would have been robbed, stripped buck naked every time they came out to the club doing that dumb shit.
Hey, it's give or take, but I know the elements, you know what I'm saying?
The elements are totally different. The elements are totally different from the South, from Atlanta, bro. Atlanta, you can walk around with your chains all popping out, everything. If you don't have to be about that life. In Jersey, New York, you gotta be deadly to wear your jewelry out in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Out in the clubs, out in the tunnel.
You know something? The only thing that I loved about Atlanta around that time, when I was down there 2, 4, 5 and going a little bit in the 6, right, was that it wasn't necessarily that the atmosphere was that they were soft, but it was kind of like back in the 80s atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say that is because the 80s and the 90s, because I still 90s, 2000, all that. But what I'm going to say is what I mean by that, it was more a congratulate type thing. What I mean by that, and if you go out to the club and it's a said crew of cats and they doing their thing, they balling out. You know what I'm saying? They got the new Benzes, BMs, the newest chains, jewelry, and everything. And you might be doing your thing, but for that night, you gonna say, yo, Preem and them niggas showed out. Cat and them niggas showed out. Boy George and them niggas showed out. Jesus and them showed. You know what I'm saying? So even though it was those things going on, you know, individuals would say, yo, I got to step my game up. You know what I'm saying? So cats will leave.
But when they was doing that shit, when they was doing that shit in the early 2000s, if they would have did that shit in New York or New Jersey in the early 2000s, niggas been spotting on niggas like Khalif, bruh. You and I both know it, because that's when the niggas got hungry in the early 2000s, because the drug game started falling off a little bit, unless you were selling weight.
But see, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna keep it real. It can happen anywhere. You know what I'm saying? In the poor that individuals are, and you going around them shining. You know what I'm saying? You subjected to robbery, shootouts, or whatever. And this is what you got: certain individuals that's around you, you know what I'm saying, that's prepared for those situations, because they come out of those environments no matter what part of the planet that they from, you know.
So and let me say something real quick, man. Well, let me find. I want to show y'all something, man. You Detroit cap. There's a lot of clowns in Detroit. I rock with Detroit, but still a lot of clowns out there. Let me find what I'm looking for, man. Hold on 1 second. Hold on, where's this guy at, man? I want to show y'all this. Where's this dude at? Hold on 1 second, y'all. Give me a second. I just seen this. He's somewhere. He gotta be somewhere because he just did a show. Oh, hold on. I found this guy right here, yo. Hold on 1 second, y'all. He's a Detroit dude right here.
Yeah, I lived up there for 6 months before too. On Chaplin, all the roads,
Bro.
Livernois, Dexter Avenue.
Let me let you hear this country ass nigga real quick, man. Cause them Detroit niggas country as hell. Let's keep it real. Them niggas some country ass niggas. I say what I want to say. Them niggas country as hell. You see the way them niggas dress. Some country bunking ass niggas. Most of them from Alabama and all that shit. Anyway, they came to Detroit. You know what I'm saying? To get a job at
the Detroit players, though, boy.
Them niggas still was country with them whack ass gators on and them fucking gator suits, man. Them Stacey Adams shit. I wear Stacey Adams. I'm talking about not every day, man. Come on, man. Hold up. Listen to this guy, yo, real quick, man. This is why I'm talking about a lot of these Detroit niggas.
Don't nobody like a real nigga but a real nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my favorite statements this nigga ever made, man. Excuse my voice, man. Catching a little cold or whatever. I hope y'all motherfuckers don't catch. You know, something about this internet shit get real catchy on this motherfucker, right? I'm talking shit, but man, look, right? I mean, it's really unbelievable how grown motherfuckers, right? To me, this is content. At the end of the day, nigga, I'm asleep. I don't give 2 fucks whether the nigga told or not, right? Like, what in real life? So people always be like, what is, bitch, because I do internet. I do podcasting. What the fuck do you mean? This is my lane. This is what I do. Well, what business is you? Man, shut the fuck up, nigga. Get the fuck off my page. You know what I mean? So, listen. But what I'm saying is I cannot believe. See, it's just hate. That's all it can be. How can a nigga ever been in the streets, ever, and call a nigga a rat without paperwork? Now, all of a sudden, see, that's why I say, fuck all this love shit. I get a lot of love on this internet shit, right? I only got, 8,000 fucking followers, right? But it's all love. But just think if it was 8 million on this motherfucker. It don't matter, 8,000, 8 million. Look how fast a motherfucker will turn on you. Yeah, look, it's just like the friends you got. Like most niggas I know don't comment on this shit because they watch it, hoping it fail 9 times out of 10. But when it don't, when they start blowing up, that's when you're gonna start seeing the dick sucking, right? But in their mind, that's fake. They gotta go with you when you winning. Like
what this guy said, Cuffy and Blue Da Vinci a rat, and a possibility playing spades.
Puffy, when he winning, oh, he the best nigga in the world. Is this nigga in jail shooting all these moves doing, and then why in the fuck would he just pick Cuffy? Cuffy, why out of all the niggas he could have told on? And listen, here go the thing, these niggas is crazy. They saying, y'all, I mean, it's so unbelievable the shit. First, the bitch was an informant before. Then, nope, she only became an informant. Yeah. But yet she got somebody 30 years before Meech. But yet she wasn't working. She never had a jail record. She did all for BMF. It's so confusing because the niggas just playing the game is they keep telling different stories. Was the bitch working when she got there? Wasn't she? Right? That's one thing. Then y'all keep saying, well, Meech got out early. He read it. Right? That's what y'all say. Okay, Meech ready, he got out early. But then Blue Da Vinci say, well, everybody keeps saying why he ain't getting no more time knocked off because they didn't, you know what I'm saying? So which one is it, nigga?
All right. Now you see all the Detroit dick gobbler right now, right? The sausage parties in full effect because I've been watching a lot of these Detroit dudes the last few days. The sausage party is full effect. The paperwork is out. You did this show earlier today, my boy. The paperwork is out, dog. The nigga cooperate. He got a 501k, man. That means the cooperation, brother. That means cooperation. You got a 501k. Crap talk. That's a 501k. That means cooperation, my dude. What the hell are you talking about?
It's no way possible to receive that without that going on. If he would have got a 35, that would have been a whole nother different situation, which Blue explained him having minor role in that RICO indictment. That's what allowed him without having any prior, because Blue didn't have no felonies or nothing like that. So that was explained.
None of them have felonies, bro.
Well,
none of the major people in BMF have felonies when they all got caught like that, bro.
Yeah, Blue took a safety valve though. He got caught.
He took a safety valve.
Right, because he couldn't give them no more than what they already had. And
but if he could have, he would have.
Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, once again, we got to go with what it actually is in a different circumstance.
He tried to give it to him, but they say we already got that information.
Right. So if a nigga going to debrief you on some shit that they already got, and you trying to prove other things, because his charges really wasn't involving the drug trade, because that wasn't what he was there for. I'm not defending none of these individuals. He got
caught buying keys. Especially because he got caught trying to buy some keys with the money Meech had stashed. He got caught like 2 years later.
Like I said, man, if it was 2 years later, he got caught 2 years later, and then he got caught in something else involving that, I'm quite sure that would have been definitely another issue. I thought he was on the same indictment that they was on, but somehow.
No, remember they caught him the car with the key off, got 2 keys. He didn't go in when they went in. He went in a little bit later. It might be a year later, but he went in later than them. They still was investigating. Remember, there was still people going to jail in 2008.
Yeah,
on the same charge.
Well, I know for a fact. The cats that we used to get the cars from down there, my man Rome and them, they had 404 Motorsports, but my man Rome ain't get trapped off in that, but they used to sell a lot of cars to them, Matter of fact, we bought a truck back then, that was like 2005, 2006, the SS Sherrod, them custom vans, that turned into 15 passenger joint, all custom out. Yeah. And they wanted to buy the van. It was 64,000, but you know what I'm saying? We got it from them first for about 46,000, and the same thing. But like what he was stating with that, everybody was talking about, he sent them to the stash and $1 million and all that. That wasn't true, because the same dude that was involved with that, he ended up testifying against him. I mean, all this shit is gonna be some back and forth thing, and by now you just playing and showing that they went that dog face like that, because it's ruining their brand and everything else. I mean, what was homie thinking was gonna be happening? like My man been destroying people's careers once you flip on them like that and then anything go. How would you feel if you did all that? I know how that feel to take care of niggas in jail, put them on when they come home and everything else. And you know what I'm saying? Individuals turn out not to be who you think that they are. And personally, like I said, I think Scrams was really loyal to him. So it ain't like he wanted to hear any of that about Big Meech. Big Meech was his man. He was gonna go all out, win, lose, or draw with the situation. But I just can't see, out of respect, how Big Meech could have came home and made such a dumb move. And now you trying to turn around and go after, podcasters and all that up on social media. That shit is not looking good at all, Holmes. That's, just keeping it real, man. You made a terrible move, and everything is leaning toward and let's just keep it real, boy. 50, he's a businessman. So whether he knew what was going on or not, or when he, found out about Tammy or anything, they just going overboard with this snitching thing. And it be crossing gray lines with that. So what, he was supposed to stop wanting to put y'all on to create a TV series that people know throughout the world. The other dudes didn't want to get involved because they were saying that Meech was saying certain things from prison. He was already putting it out there that he was gonna go with 50 other than the other deal. And I can't remember who was the names that was called out at the moment, but they turned down even dealing with the the movie of BMF. They turned it down because they were saying like, yo, Meech acting like, he Pablo Escobar. There's 1,000 other, hood stories of other cats that been getting money or whatever. Not saying that they didn't do their thing. Like I said, I was around them and they really lived the life. Holmes ain't do nothing but show love with me and my peoples when we was up in the club and everything else. But Holmes, you supposed to have been way more intelligent than to make that move. I mean, like, what you gonna do? You gonna throw car shows and parties and everything like you back in 2005 and 2004,
Yeah,
3, 2?
that's what it is. Niggas is stuck in 2005. That's what it is.
Come on, man. You stuck in a time warp, man.
And hold on. And I'm gonna tell you something. The dumb niggas from Atlanta and Florida and Detroit that go to that show, that concert, you dumb drug dealers, y'all going to jail. There's be federal agents all up in there, yo. Y'all think gonna be no fans in the Gangu. It's gonna be fans in that party, Gangu.
Oh, come on, that's a Fed affair.
No,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, they out there. I mean, just like back in the day, they taking license plates, all sorts of shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's an investigation heaven.
Yeah. How many niggas done went and sat at the front row of the fight with more jury on than the champions and everything else? How many niggas done went to All-Star games, Super Bowl, Kentucky Derby? Yo, the more you put yourself out there, and see, that's the shame, that even with the game is no respect. Like, I was taught by old timers growing up. I'm an old timer now. The game is not made for the swift. The game is made for the ones who can endure, right?
Yeah.
So say your name is Spotlight, Preem, this one, that one. Like I said, all my peoples and everything else. But if you make 20 million, now Meech and them had an exceptional run in the game on a high level. But if you made 200 million or whatever in a 2-year run, or 100 million, or whatever it may be, and then you got to go away for 30 years straight, 25 years straight, all of that, and you got individuals that might have stayed out here and they may be doing their thing even if it was time to time, getting a slap on the wrist, and they still moving and doing what they got to do. You think they ain't seen the money that they seen? It's a bigger difference when you see it all in one lump sum, because of course you could do bigger and greater things with it. But even back then, it still was meant to get out the game. Like Holmes had he had the blueprint, he had the map and everything else. And I told you too, Born, one thing that they don't mention, or it's in there when people go back and check. Remember, before they locked Big Meech up, he was coming from a party and got stopped by the feds, and the feds took $2 million worth of jewelry from him.
What?
And he never went to get it back. Now let somebody say, the guard don't know what he talking about. All people got to do is check it out. He got stopped by the feds and they took $2 million. And as it come out now, Holmes, the Jack boy was Jack Harvey was on him so bad from 89 until they finally locked him up, that when he first started the case, he had hair on his head. By the time he caught Big Meech in them, the nigga was bald headed.
Did they file it? Did they file that $2 million in, or they took it? That the jewelry, the feds.
They took the jury, and he never went back to claim the jury.
Oh, okay,
They told him to come claim it. They told him to come claim it. He's a fucking.
Right. They pulled him over, got him out the car, and took $2 million worth of jewelry from him.
Jesus Christ.
You know what I'm saying? And see, all them things be signs. And they stop you with a bunch of money, different things, all that. A lot of shit is already signs before the hammer come down on you. But you know, it was like he said, man, we gonna live this till the wheels fall off. So if we gonna keep it G'd up, and that's one thing, once you get on the internet, you know you open to anything that you did, or anything somebody could be like, yo, you a fraud, or you this, that, and the third. Come on, the man had, like they signed, said BMF, the world is yours.
Yo, hold up. Yo, Rock Fresh, you from Detroit? Cause I see that dough. Detroit take this L though. That's what they said. They with that dough shit. You from Detroit? Rock Fresh, come on. Let's keep it funky, yo. Yeah, now you gotta take this L though, right? Because there's a lot of Detroit niggas capping for Big Meech now. They defended him. A lot of them, hold up. They don't hold up. A lot of you Detroit niggas on one knee. Like, now I see y'all niggas.
They caught up in emotion.
They caught up in emotion. They getting their tonsils stretched out right now. The way they glazing Meech right now. Yo, Rock Fresh from Florida. Salute. Rock Fresh, Florida. Shout out, man. I lived in Florida too.
Ain't
too
Meech
damn hot for me.
Meech is in Miami or something like that?
Yeah, Meech is there. He's out there with little Meech's mother. But yo, I want to show you this though. Since you came in, you late, bro. I gotta show you this, man. Hold on. Let me show my bro this real quick, yo. Oh, I gotta go back to damn. Hold on.
They were saying Lil Meech is dating
yo, hold on, I'm gonna show you.
His daughter or some shit.
At one time, yeah. Let me show you this. You gonna laugh, bro. Oh, not this one. Hold on. Wrong shit. Here we go. Instagram. Here we go right here. Yo. Look what your boy 50 did, man. Yo, hold on. This is funny. That's why I'm showing it, because this is funny as hell, yo. You can't get mad about it. This is 50 said, bro. 50 got every right to feel like this. So anybody saying that 50's wrong, yo, go back and glaze Rick Ross and Meech. 50 Cent questions Big Meech on why Rick Ross didn't pay Little Meech's acting classes. Here we go, right here, yo. 50 Cent. Why Rick Ross didn't look out for Mimi and send him to acting school? Big Screech. All your people that was out did nothing for him. You come home thinking you the Black Pablo Escobar and F them up. I helped your family make over $5 million legit dollars. It's not my fault it's all gone. You think people don't see you want to shine so bad you're wearing a baby's jewelry? Bitch, get a baby his jewelry back. Yo, he talking about because Big Meech wear Little Meech jewelry.
Oh man.
Yeah, well, he is wearing Little Meech jewelry though.
For real though. Why you
Bill
wearing
Cosby. Salute. He is wearing Little Meech jewelry.
From Little Meech was like, give me this little nigga. I'm being back.
Just genuine. Yeah. I sat by him and we actually got to watch people audition for a couple hours. And the next day he called me 8 o'clock in the morning, woke me up. I'm like, damn, 50 calling me. So I answered the phone. He like, hey, what you think about going to acting classes? I want you to play your dad. And at first, you know, it sounded crazy, but of course, you know, I'm gonna do it. I'm not doing nothing. So of course I wanted to do it. You know, I just didn't know if I could do it.
The draft from Randy about, because it was important to show the origin story, to see the innocence and how they chose to get involved, and then it grew. Well, I hired 2 of the top casting agents in California. They sent me photos of people who would be good choices to play the role, and none of them looked like him. None of them. I'm like, yo, nah, this is not it. I had done the casting in Atlanta. I run into him then, but when I look at him, he looked like his daddy, like spitting his hair down like his daddy's.
And the first time I met 50, you know, it was just genuine. And I sat by him and we actually got to watch people audition for a couple hours.
Same thing, like it was like, yo, I'm like, he looks less like his dad in the show than he did that day. I got him from Atlanta to California and was able to get him with the coaches and have him be in a new environment where he can have that extreme focus to get ready faster than he would usually get ready. You know, so the intensity of just being that focused on doing it allowed him to achieve this in a short period of time. He was able to do it because, you know, like financially, I was supporting the idea and I believed he could do it. He had moved to California and was working with acting coaches, and his dad didn't know that he was actually doing that because we had to establish that he was good enough to do it. Even his dad is the kind of person that doesn't like to fail at things. So he'll look and he'll say, is he the best person for it? And I'm saying, yeah, he's the best person for it, for multiple reasons. You can't find anything more authentic than him portraying his dad. From my same thing, like it was like effective. BMF is important in a different way. Like as things start to shift culturally, when hip hop culture is not being dominated by New York City and California or West Coast based material, it moves to the Southern market, the culture changes, dance culture comes in. Like you see now, a person can launch their record with TikTok, and the dance challenge will turn into why the song is working. But as the crack house turns into a trap house and trap music emerges in the culture, the dad's indictment is the largest indictment that happened since then. The significance in him being able to play his dad, for me, the points that I get really excited about it is his dad, like when he was on the phone, he called and talked, he said, I don't know if you were conscious of this when you was doing this, but you moved him closer to me because he's spending more time thinking about things that we experienced, things that we did. He get a chance to do everything we did and he not going to jail. It's a different level of perspective, BMF excitement for me watching him.
It means the world to me, and I always say this is like life or death for me. I feel like because that's how serious I take it. Not even more so with the job itself, just so with me telling the story right, because he's still in jail, you know, and he got taken away from me so young and missed my whole teenage childhood. So it's like I want people to know the real him, and that's all he wanted people to know was the real him. People only know what they hear, you know, what their opinion is, what somebody else thinks of them. You know, they don't really know the real Big Meech. This is my big brother, you know.
We know the real Big Screech now. Don't we know the real Big Screech now, y'all? Let's keep it real. We know the real Big Screech now. The Ratatouille. The Mr. Ratatouille. The Mac Mizzle show in the building. Salute to my bro Mac Mizzle. Gongo Roach in the building. Goo, my boy. And we got the God of them streets, Bon Shabu, Almighty Allah. Let's get it.
Peace.
We ain't finished yet, y'all. We still got some more shit to talk. Yo, Gongo.
Sure.
What's up? You talk to Frederick for me?
Nah, he hasn't hit me back yet. I hit him. I hit him yesterday that one time around that time when we spoke. He hasn't hit me back yet.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, he'll catch up though. We got a lot of important shit to do. I'll be speaking to him sooner.
Yeah, we try to get Frederick Star up here, y'all.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Frederick Star. Yeah.
We talk about the Jam Master J shit and all that.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, they. You
know
know.
what you said? Yeah. They trying to rob Onyx still, huh? They ain't trying to give
Yeah,
him money.
Yeah, no, the estate has the Onyx account, and they haven't, you know, since 1991. They got the account. So you know, I reached out to Def Jam. They playing dumb. You know what I mean? But you know, this is what I do. It'll be all right.
Onyx supposed to get their money, man.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, all right, y'all. I want y'all to listen to my man right here, man. This is Smoke News TV. Dude is funny, bruh. You know you're in New York or New Jersey, nigga.
Yeah, I see them.
Man.
Oh, here we go, y'all. Here we go. Hold on.
Yeah, that Tammy chick, man. I don't know about her,
to them
man.
people.
Who this guy?
Man, I know she was an informant. How the hell he ain't up?
Smoke News TV.
That's the big question, though, right? That's the big question. Let's continue, though. Smash that like button. And remember, she changed her statement later on also. She said Big Meech knew about this shit. Then she tried to say later on Big Meech ain't had nothing to do with the situation with the Cuffy and all that. You can't change that shit, man. Let's continue. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video.
My question is, Tammy Cowin at this point is based out of Atlanta. How does she know? How could she possibly know about a drug deal between a Mexican nigga from California and a nigga from St. Louis? Right? How could that? And she's based in Atlanta. Right? How could she possibly know that? How could she possibly know that them two individuals were going to do a drug deal? And she's in a whole nother state, a whole nother region of the country.
My answer to that is the only way she would know is through the person that sent her and introduced her to the two people, and that's Big Meech. That's my answer. That's my smoke. That's my opinion. How the hell she would even know they doing that busting type of move? The only way she would know, she based in Atlanta, is through Meech, to the connection between them two, because she got his life right. She got everything. So obviously, long story short, nigga, they still talk. They still on the phone talking, y'all. They jonesing. They on the phone. What we talking about here? So the only way she'll know that shit is through Big Meech. Because allegedly, obviously, he was still trying to bust moves while he was in there. So y'all got to remember, Cuffy didn't get locked up till 2012 or 13 around there. He still was on the street 6, 7, 6, 5 years before they came and got him. Meech was locked up. He was running around with Tammy trying to get the movie deal before the BMF series popped off. How you think he said he talked to 50? And then everything just went left after that. They cut Cuffy out when they knocked him off and all that, locked him up and all that shit. They cut him out the deal and all that. Next thing you know, Tammy went and got the deal with 50 Cent and for Big Meech, and the rest is history. Cuffy ain't got no parts of the BMF series. But once upon a time, before they came and got Cuffy in 2013, 12, one of them two, they was running around trying to connect with people, trying to get the BMF movie out before the BMF series even exists at the time. Meaning Cuffy and Tammy. The whole time he running around with Tammy, this chick is a whole goddamn informant. She in the car with this nigga. You gotta remember, they was trying to get the BMF. They busted moves in the outside world, but they in the industry also trying to get this BMF shit popping. Let me just put it that way for the people that don't understand. They was in the outside world, running the streets, doing that, whatever. Dummy still getting to the bag, meaning Cuffy. Tammy was with him also because Tammy got introduced to Cuffy through Big Meech. She didn't meet Cuffy earlier days. No. That's what people got to confuse at. Blue said it. He said, nigga, I ain't bring that girl around nobody in the earlier days. He said, according to what I know, nigga, she didn't start connecting with Big Meech until Big Meech got locked up.
And
that's what Blue DeVinch said.
But yo, what I want to know is
Cuffy and her was running around.
Let me pause this. But I want to know why she's saying that on the stand that she knew Big Meech since 2002, 2003.
I think she knew. I think according to him, she knew who he was, but he wasn't. You know, she wasn't fucking with him, but she knew who he was.
Yo, man, hold on. Let me tell y'all. Let me tell my brother son. Them niggas was passing girls around like spliffs. If it wasn't your main chick, you was passing around like spliff. Meech crept in on her, started smashing that shit behind Blue back, and Blue can accept that. So he ain't gonna even talk about that. He don't want to talk about that she was getting smashed by Meech too.
Well, it say it.
I heard she a snitch before all that.
Huh?
I heard she told before all that. Told on some cat.
Yeah, she told the cat she was messing with.
Right, Terry White from
Atlanta.
Right. That's the first one that
he's a big weed man.
He got busted with. But she also stated, right, that the money that she was getting, she had needed the money also to make sure Meech's commissary was taken care. But there's no way possible none of this could go down without his involvement because of the Suarez cat. The
he met it Detroit.
Right.
A cartel dude told me before, all them cartel cats are rats.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Once again, living joints. I know people that done went out to Arizona or whatever to get 700-800 pounds, get 250 one day. The next day they go back and they get knocked. That's how that shit right there work too. That's how they keep the machine rolling. But there's no way possible for this connection, and that's what it was. They were shopping the movie Cuff and her and everything, and Lionsgate was gonna pick the movie up, I think, for like 25 million, but they had investors. It was some Jewish cat that didn't come up with 15 million of his money. And it went left from there because, like I said, by that time, 50 was telling all them, Big Meech was more or less telling them that, he was moving with 50. Like I said earlier, it really looked like this broad, when it was all said and done, she was trying to burn everybody because Meech had signed the rights to everything over to her. Why would he do that? What would be in his interest to sign over all his rights to her if it wasn't a play? That's the only way that the chick is going, you know what I'm saying? He's going to feel like he's getting something out the deal. If I sign my rights over to you, you got to work out this deal, because him and Suarez met up in jail, and they didn't keep him in Wayne County. They sent him some joint that was far out, and he had it any way he wanted to because the COs was taking pictures, getting his autograph and all that. They had to end up getting him up out of there, and who knows what else was going on. Plenty of us know that niggas get power you in jail, so that ain't like that right there can't happen. But everything fell apart after that because Big Meech had decided to make the move with 50. So that's what it was. And to me, it looked like even if the broad would have dealt with it with Meech being on the indictment with Suarez, Cuffy, and him with the drug transaction, because the drug transaction went down because of Suarez was calling her when she was sitting in there with Keith Coleman. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, where's this
Keith
nigga
Cromer,
Cuffy at?
Keith Cromer.
Keith Cromer. Where is he at? I'm up here with the truck, right? Loaded up. I'm up here. But who initiated the connection with all this? Tammy wouldn't have known anything about this Suarez cat if it wasn't for Big Meech making the play. Now, whether it was...
Hold on 1 second. Y'all make sure you hit that like, share, subscribe. We got 44 people in the building. Hit that like, share, subscribe.
Right. I mean, whether nobody can say whether he didn't know, for the simple fact it had to be something involved where the whole setup could be to bring this Mexican Suarez into the picture. And now after he got into the picture and Keith Cromer heard over her car radio when he called about, yo, I'm up here, I'm ready to go. Where's this dude at? And the transaction went down. But later on, the Mexican wanted to meet with her because he was sour that he didn't get paid all his money. And it said it wasn't for bags. All of that was in fuck.
Yo, what you say? Yo, God. Oh, somebody called him again. Yo, so Mac Mizzle, you still want to defend Big Meech?
Yeah, man. Big Meech ain't no rap, bro.
Man, the paperwork says a rap.
My desktop, I should have put my joint off because people be calling and they be messing me up, you know. But
yeah.
that it was no way. And then she also said in the paper, because Al Prophet was reading the whole thing out. You know what I'm saying? She had said that she had to call Cuffy. Oh, what it was when they got back together, the Mexican was mad because he said, yo, Cuffy do bad business. He didn't pay me for everything. He didn't pay me for the black bags. Remember the conversation first started out about the pills when they was in the car and the Mexican made the call to him. But the only way that Suarez, her, Cuffy, any of them could coexist is that the play had to be made for Meech. Oh, she said later on in the paperwork also, this was all set up by Buddy. What did the Mexican call Big Meech?
Buddy.
That was his buddy. That was his buddy. Like, come on, everybody. I mean, you can say what you want to say, but facts is facts. Facts are facts. You can't get around that. There's no way for that connection to be made. What Suarez had just got with Tammy out the clear blue sky. Think of it. The only one that knew Suarez was Big Meech.
Hey.
You can't hear me? Boy. Boy.
Yeah. You hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now.
All right, my bad. All right.
Yeah, but I mean, yo, that's evident right there. They show
Suarez right now. Suarez is chilling in Mexico somewhere.
Suarez?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he beat the
kid. Mexico. He ran away from the kids. They fucked it up. And yo, let me say one thing. AK-47 is another Detroit dick gobbler. Stop glazing him, man. He don't know you. He don't know you, my dude. Stop glazing him. He ain't gonna put you on the show, man. You ain't gonna be in a big Meech movie, nigga. Hold on. Hold on. Where's this at, man? I'm trying to find it. Hold on, I'm gonna find it right now for y'all, real quick. Yeah, yo, go ahead and finish talking, man. I'm trying to find something for y'all.
So what y'all think about Blue Da Vinci bringing Tommy to the clique? Do you think he did that on purpose, or she was just around? They end up hitting it. I mean,
what you said about Blue Da Vinci?
You think he brought her around knowing she was a?
Nah, because that happened with Blue and her was together 2003, 2004. And according to the Al Prophet joint, it said that Tammy met Meech in 2002. And she's supposed to have been the second time.
Oh, yeah, hold on one second.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. This guy made a good point right here. Shout out to rappers. Yo, someone explained to me how Meech and T get out of a mandatory natural life sentence under the CCE.
They get 30 to life?
Yeah, they got 30.
They got 30. But they said, how do they get out of a mandatory life sentence for a CCE 848B section? It's criteria to meet in order
happens all the time, man.
to mandate life sentence. Look at the criteria. It's a mandatory. It's a mandatory life sentence, yo. You got to go over too much shit, bro. Too much work.
But then they cop out to the 30 years, and I know individuals that got CCEs that got like 23. A lot of times it got depend on violence and other things else that move the case into a different situation.
And they had no violence. They really had no violence in their case.
Yeah.
Rappers. Yeah. When that mandatory life sentence, we got bodies, yo. It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't no bodies in it. It was bodies. If you read the book that the journalist wrote, the BMF book, it was bodies in there because I know my cousin.
Wolf died through BMF.
Yeah.
Right. And it was a killing too up in the studio somewhere. I'm not sure whether it was Virginia or whatever.
There was another killer.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. No, it's not allegedly. My he went to jail. He went to the feds for it. But in DC, when they had the All-Star game in DC, some Mexican dude sucker punch Big Meech in the face, and my family, my blood, shot that nigga down right there. Allegedly, it's in the book. You know what I'm saying? My cousin and Big Meech had the same connect. My cousin, he had mad parts of Jersey, but he had like half of Miami, Florida at the time. He owned the mall out there. He owned studios, clothing stores, all that. You know what I mean? So, like I said, that's when I was only way out to cooperate. Let me Google that for you. Yeah. Google CCE 848. They said the only way out to cooperate. I heard something about that too, man. Now what you say? CCE?
Yeah.
848?
Corrupt enterprise.
CCE was 848, right? I got it up on the screen. Let me see. Since y'all ain't 848. Man, y'all help me, man. I'm trying to figure this shit out. Y'all 848.
I gotta put my glasses on and shit.
848. I got my glasses on too. Hold on. 848B. 848B. Hold on. 848B, right? Let me search
Yeah,
this.
Continuing criminal enterprise. Life imprisonment for engaging in continuing criminal enterprise.
848 right here. Continuing criminal enterprise. Here we go right here.
You probably got a 32 life. So you get parole.
It said federal law imposes strict penalties for drug trafficking and distribution violation. However, suppose you are accused of owner, supervisor, and manager a drug trafficking enterprise. In that case, you can be charged with a much more severe crime under Title 21 U.S. Code 848, continuing criminal enterprise, often referred to as a kingpin status. That's statute. This law targets individuals and organizations that traffic controlled substances of a large scale. A first-time conviction under the CC can land you 20 years to life in federal prison. All right, yeah. 20 years to life in federal prison, my dude. 20 years to life. And what I'm reading is I'm reading it off of a lawyer thing.
Right.
Yeah, but the B portion is the enterprise or any other enterprise.
You could do.
Huh? You see the B portion? Go ahead and say. Tell me what the B portion is, bro.
B, the enterprise or any other enterprise in which defendant was the principal or one or several principal administrations, organizations, or leaders received $10 million in gross receipts during any 12-month period of existence for manufacturing, importation, or distribution of substance described in Section 841B, 1B of this title.
Hey, yo, matter of fact, let me say this again. Welcome home to the OG Akbar Parade, North New Jersey's finest. He walked his down definitely. He didn't cooperate. Akbar Parade did. He was locked up since I was like in 8th grade.
Wow.
He was a big boy in North New Jersey, man. Shout out.
Definitely.
And hold up, and hopefully I will have him for an interview soon. I talked to his daughter not that long ago, so hopefully I have him for an interview soon. You know what I'm saying? That's my father's homeboy. So.
Wow.
Yeah, that's one of the great ones, for real.
Is he trying to do a documentary or some type of content on his life, or is he gonna lay low?
Nah, his daughter said he'd do it for me. I already talked to him. She said, my father didn't call you yet? I'm still waiting for to hear from him. She said, he gonna call you because he keep talking about you and your father. I'm like, all right, that's what's up.
Wow, when did he get out?
No, Christopher, he just got out. Aqua just got out. They've been trying to get him out because really the charges they had on him, they didn't give him no charges. They pretty much like held him hostage, like yo. Because he never got caught with drugs or any of that. He only had properties and car lots and restaurants and clubs and bars and all that good shit, man.
Did they get him on taxes?
Yeah, but he did like damn near 30 plus years on taxes.
Wow. Damn.
That's what they get you.
Wow. One way. Isn't that how they got Al Capone?
Yeah, but Al Capone only got 10 years.
They couldn't get him on the murders. They got him on taxes, though, right?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Money laundering.
Said, if y'all notice, peace to the guy, Shah Son. If y'all notice, Meech hasn't sent one message to the youth since he's been home. That's a sign right there.
That's deep.
No, he right though.
Yeah.
Motherfucker worried about partying, but ain't worried about helping the youth after you told their mother the crackheads.
Think he's only cares about himself and coming up right now.
Now with the CCB with that friend elaborate that for me. Because you found it better than I did.
Well, no, I found a different section. It wasn't the 848B. I found the 841B. My fault.
But the thing is, Meech knows what death before dishonor means, man. You better than bro. It's crazy.
I found the B portion.
All right, what the B portion say?
Okay, B, life imprisonment for engaging in continuing criminal enterprise. Any person who engages in continual enterprise shall be imprisoned for life and fined in accordance with subsection A of this section, if one such person of the principal administrator, organizer, or leader of the enterprise, or is one of several such principals, administrators, organizers, or leaders. 2 is the violation referred to subsection C1. This section is involved at least 300 times the quantity of substance described in subsection 841B. B, the enterprise or any other enterprise in which the defendant was the principal or one of several principal administrators, organizers, or leaders received $10 million in gross receipts during any 12-month period of its existence for manufacturing, importation, and distribution of a substance described in section 841B. So he proved. So they proved that he made over $10 million in the 12-month period.
Yeah.
Yeah. They was estimated at 270 million a year.
Yeah.
That's like a $500 million these days. I mean, yeah, that's probably like a $500 million in today's money.
Right.
Man,
that's crazy.
It's good money.
Yeah. I mean, what they were blowing? What they're probably blowing 100,000 a day. What were they? I mean, what they just. He was sitting in the cell for years, just wondering, like if I just had half that money back, the nights I tricked off. You know what I'm saying?
Well, man, I was hustling in the 90s, man, late 89 to like 2003. So the Sons of Malcolm X, I heard of. I forgot where they from though. I forgot where they from. I think they're from Atlantic City. The Sons of Malcolm X from Atlantic City.
Okay.
Yeah, they was heavy. They was heavy back then.
Oh, Atlantic City was wild back in the day. Yeah, every mayor went to jail.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, every mayor in Atlantic City went to jail at one point. They said that in Atlantic City jail, they basically had their own section for the mayors. I mean, look at the mayor right now. The new mayor, they're trying to throw it in jail right now.
Yeah, it was a mob city, yeah.
The current mayor they're trying to throw in jail. Mind you,
definitely doing stuff for the kids now.
The current mayor's best friend got killed coming out of his house.
Wow.
Yeah, like a couple of years ago, like 3-4 in the morning. And he's like a G. The mayor's like, I don't know what happened. He's playing dumb and shit. But yeah, he's the current mayor got caught with heroin back in the 90s.
Hey, Paul, did you know the cat that they did a joint on him too called Midget?
Midget Molly, yeah.
Yeah. That boy
yeah.
He was getting it. He was doing his thing. He
When
went in the casino with that crown on. That crown fucked him up,
That crown messed him up, yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
He had a solid gold king's crown on with diamonds and rubies in it, real diamonds and rubies in it.
What, that got him caught up from over flashing?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he was putting in work. He was thorough. I
want to ask a question. Guy Fisher, he did down in 40 years. He didn't rap. And he was in the old law. So that's the only reason he came home, because the new law. Guy Fisher would have still been in there. So what I'm saying is they had to tell something. Him and T and Meech had to tell something in order for him to be able to cop out to a 30 with all the drugs they had. They got caught. They got charged with moving 2,400 keys a month. Bruh.
So wait, 30 years minus 4.5. What is that? 25.5 he was supposed to do?
Yeah.
But y'all remember before they changed the law around, or they started changing it around 94. You know what I'm saying? Where they could use your state joints against you. And like I said, it was a time where the feds, that's why they said it was white collar crime, because you only did 1/3 of your time.
Yeah, you did 65% of your time when you were in the feds back then.
But I'm saying, I don't know when they changed it to that, because like I said before, when my uncle did the bank robbery in 69 and they classified him as the mastermind. They locked him up. They gave him 21 and a half years, and he did like 7.5 years and was home. Back then, originally, the Fed time was only 1/3 or whatever they gave you. Then they changed it to the 65% law. Then they changed it to the 85% law.
Yeah.
Right. And they did that shit in the States and everywhere all over too. So at the end of the day, but once again, everybody had put out that Meech was supposed to come home in 2018. That was all over the internet.
Oh, somebody said, I don't think 50 Cent should have said that about Young Buck. Bucks was with him in the beginning. This Meech controversy just reminds how 50 treats people. Man, did you know Young Buck did? Young Buck was going against someone other was enemies, and then they caught Young Buck with the trend. Oh, man, let me show y'all why 50 don't mess with Young Buck right now. I'm being petty now. Since y'all want to talk about 50, I'm gonna show you why 50 don't mess with Young Buck.
He had him crying on the phone, remember?
Remember that?
All right, here we go right here, y'all. Here we go right here. Hold on, right? This is why 50 don't mess with Young Buck. I'm gonna show y'all this, and I'm gonna show y'all something else. Hold up. Yo. Here we go.
Sound like Young Buck saying take this.
Hold on, I want to see that one. That one too graphic. Hold on. Let me find another one. Arguing. Let me find another one. All right, here we go right here. Yeah, here we go right here. This is what you need here.
I'm trying to fucking tell
somebody or however it go down.
what I'm trying to fucking tell you. I'm telling you, I don't have a fucking problem with getting this shit over there. Take this shit down and the fucking money don't be there.
No, sir. No, sir. More, so I need it first. Because I don't. What do you mean? How can I not? First of all, we're not communicating. You call me from a block number. I don't trust that.
Hey, yo, listen, what I'm trying to make you understand. Did you hear when I just told you, if I don't do what I said, you can put the shit back up?
Fuck all that.
Are you thinking straight?
No, I'm not right now.
You're not. You're really not. Do you realize where you're at?
Yes, I do. I'm fucked up right now.
Chill out, man. Chill the fuck out. Did you hear when I told you to take the shit down, issue the state? I'm gonna get the shit cashed out to you. If I don't hold up my end, then you go back on your end.
No. You hold up on your end first, and then I'm gonna do what I said I'm gonna do. That sounds right. That sounds fair.
Let me tell you something. What part of this sounds right when I'm the one getting the damage done to me?
I'm getting the damage done to me too. You're not the only one. At the same time, the same people coming at you, they coming at me too. I have people already, your fans and everybody that, is already attacking me, telling me I'm lying and all this dumb shit and what, they're going to do and what, you saying you're going to do. I got people calling my phone that claim that they're in touch with you and they're telling me everything that you're saying and shit like that. So it's already a lot of stress and a lot of shit going on anyway. And that's what I knew. But like I said, at the end of the day,
do this. You pull that shit down, send your statement out, and I'll send you $2,000. And if I don't hold my end up, then you put it back up.
all right.
All right?
Man.
Take that shit down and you issue a statement right fucking now before I go do what the fuck I gotta do for my own fucking career's sake.
What that mean?
Meaning I have to save my own career value. Motherfuckers has grabbed that shit and taken in everything else from that shit. I have to go out and let people know that this is not real. I don't know what the fuck happened. And I'm not even holding it against whoever the fuck done whatever the fuck. Y'all shit think. I don't know. I just know it ain't me and I ain't fucking gay.
I just want to keep it real. The world ain't gonna end.
What? Hey, check this out. What are you? I don't get why you're on the phone doing this. Like it's like you're making me feel like you know what I mean?
Man, I'm sitting here by myself in the house by myself.
I tell you to do this. This what you say. You say someone hacked your shit pretending to be you.
That's why he cut Young Buck off.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's why he cut Young Buck off. Christopher? Yeah, you ain't should have said about Young Buck getting in his business. Nigga, you rolling around with the cops. And you want to get at me and Meech business. Meech wasn't rocking with you. He know you like the bussy.
Yeah.
Hold up. Let me do one better. Let me do one better real quick. Oh yeah, I'm a piece of shit. I hate when niggas. You know you like bussy. I don't know why you even said that. You should have shut up.
Yeah, right. Crazy.
Oh, this really take it. He might spare Young Buck a little bit. I think he might take him out. Let me see. He might take that Young Buck one down. Hold on, hold on. All right, yeah. Young Buck, you got caught up, bruh. Don't say nothing else. Be smart. Now I want you to hear my man. I'm gonna go to my man's show. Know what I'm saying? Smoke news so I can hear what he got to say. I can finish what he had to say. Hold up. Share.
Puffy had money on the BMF movie. Remember, he said that. But when they knocked him off, now the deal's cut. He ain't getting no revenue. Now Tammy go run with Fifth. Let's go do the TV show. Now all revenue's going to Tammy and whoever else, the family, and all that type of shit. Come on, man. Nah, man, he hated because they cut this is what I'll see in the comments of one of these trolls. Cuffy hating because they cut him off, they locked him up for the movie. Oh, man, Cuffy ain't got no reason to be hating for me. What? He just trying to get a story out, the real story of what the hell happened to him. That man got kids and family out here in these streets too, and grandkids. What we talking about here? What, and y'all do the same? If y'all put the blueprint together and then y'all figure out like, yo, this nigga set me up. Big just try to get his time cut. Because Cuffy was a real deal. Some people out there, but why would Big Meech do that? To who's Cuffy? Who is Cuffy? Y'all ask St. Louis niggas that. Don't ask me that. Ask St. Louis, and St. Louis will let you know who the hell Cuffy is. That part. What are we talking about here? Go to his sister page or somebody. Go try to find somebody. They'll let you know who the hell Cuffy is out there in St. Louis. He was a
Cuffy
heavy
made Meech first million.
He was on a small field. Nah, he wasn't none of that. That nigga was heavy out there. Pause. So we're gonna cut these shenanigans out. Remember, Big Meech didn't see his first meal till he landed in St. Louis when he left Detroit. Remember, they went to St. Louis before they went to the ATL. That part, y'all know the whole story. Not by the goddamn TV series, by the documentaries. Let's continue. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Tammy got introduced to them by him. Let's continue. Shout out to Sean G once again in his podcast over there. Make sure y'all go on subscribe over there, man.
And this is her. The government asked her, okay, and so you then began. What was the promise to you with respect to what your activity was by the agents or Mr. Cromer in particular? Well, when I met to discuss what would I stay on board, I asked, what would I have to do? And I was told just what I just advised you in regards to the Hispanics. And that's when I said, okay, and can I get, if I get something big, and Keith Cromer interrupted her and said, you'll get a lot of money. And I said, can I get Demetrius Flannery's time cut? This is page 57. This is in the court documents. I'm going to post this link to this particular document, or you can pull it up on your own. It's the Franks hearing.
Now, for the people, hold up. Before we go, smash that like button. That junk is free. Share this video, subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button for me. And some people watch the video, y'all forget to smash the like button. I understand. Smash the like, though. But for the people that want to say, oh, man, Big Meech ain't know this and that. Maybe Big Meech ain't know she said that in court. What? You got to be from Mars. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. For some people that don't really, let's pedal back a little bit. Y'all gotta be from Mars for the people that really don't understand that. That shit is all on paperwork of what she said. Can I get Demetrius on Fennery, whatever. Big Meech, whatever, pardon me. Can I get his time cut for the savior? What? Him and her meeting that. Tammy and Big Meech had some type of goddamn conversation about that. There's no way in the world this female just going to go to court and just say that and just throw that shit in the air like that. What are we talking about here? Knowing that they typing everything that she's saying in court. Oh, what you said again? Hold up. What? What? He want his time cut. Oh, let me go back. You know how them type writers go back, Mike? Let's go back. Type that up. Everything she's saying, they typing that shit up in court. That shit, listen, it's hard for me to believe that he didn't tell her that to say that in court, man. Like how? Maybe Meech was laying it down to her, won't smoke. Maybe he was, man, she got on her feelings. What? Yo. This is the type of shit I see in my comments sometimes. I'm telling you, they got 100 excuses. Real recognize real. Real niggas know that their time and all that shit. They're going to tell y'all straight up. They're like, nah, there ain't no way in the world. That man told her to say that shit in court. That was the deal. And the other deal was not to have his name on no documents. That part. What are we talking about? That's why it's confusing everybody, because they don't see his name on the paperwork that everybody want to see. But his name on certain paperwork that Sean G just actually read for y'all. That Tammy was saying on the stand. Her statement, whatever, her testimony. Now, if that ain't enough evidence, I don't know what to tell y'all. I know some people see the big question is, did he know that lady was an informant after he signed them rights and life rights to her and all that? I believe, my opinion, I might be wrong, allegedly, I believe he knew that lady was a goddamn informant. All the way till they got cuffy. Come on, man. Let's cut it out. Every kingpin in this goddamn country says something. They always want to come home soon. Why all of a sudden that this dude's special? Oh, we don't want to believe it. I understand. We all wanted to be like BMF. For the street corner niggas, for the project niggas, to everybody. I was once that kid in the early 2000s. I seen them niggas in them DVDs. Loyalty. Everybody get money. Everybody they own balls. That part. Remember that he used to preach that shit to us back in them 2000s and them DVDs? So I understand. But you got to understand, this man did all them years. Maybe he wanted to come home. And he seen a way to come home for his name not to be in the paperwork. that showed he's involved in any involvement in Cuffy arrest or anything. But see, but then you got to go through the blueprint. You got to do your own math and your own knowledge on that shit. And Cuffy did that shit. And my other clips in early on Cuffy interviews, Cuffy said it was things that Tammy knew that only me and Big Meech supposed to only know about. So that's how I know that he was telling his lady everything. Meaning coming from Cuffy. He was saying that. Let's continue with Sean G reading his paperwork, man. This is nasty work, yo.
And this is her. The government asked her, okay, and so you then began. What was the promise to you with respect to what your activity was by the agents or Mr. Cromer in particular? Well, when I met to discuss what would I stay on board, I asked, what would I have to do? And I was told just what I just advised you in regards to the Hispanics. And that's when I said, okay, and can I get, if I get something big, and Keith Cromer interrupted her and said, you'll get a lot of money. And I said, can I get Demetrius Flannery's time cut? This is page 57. This is in the court documents. I'm gonna post this link to this particular document, or you can pull it.
Y'all can go to this channel and go to this link and see the whole document. Let's continue with the clip, though. Smash that like button.
She's still on the stand getting direct examined by the United States government attorney, Dean Hogue. And we get to the point where her name and her address and her job gets made public through the paperwork published online that the world can see, right? And anything, all of this paperwork and all of the paperwork that I've gone through is public information, okay? So now she starts to get threats, phone calls, people showing up at her house, calling her phone, asking her, how does it feel to be a paid informant? You dead? You understand?
That part. So according to Tammy, she was getting threats, all that, because they hit the internet, then it got to public. Got her to a job, it got to everywhere. So for the people that want to go get the paperwork and all that, because I ain't the type to read no paperwork, I'm not doing all that. Pardon me, I'm only here to give you my smoke, give you my opinion, give you my little bit of facts of what I think about this situation. Because it ain't hard to tell. It ain't like it's a hard puzzle. You got to sit back and it's like it's a hard chess game. No, it ain't. It ain't. You can make deals like that not to have your name in certain paperwork. But see, he had his name on her statement when she said that, oh, can I get his time cut if I do This is her saying this shit in court.
There ain't no
How
doubt,
you gonna
man.
argue with that?
Yo, Born, I'm getting ready to get up out of here. I got some things to take care, God.
No doubt, guy. No doubt.
Hey, appreciate it. Thank
All right, no doubt. Peace. I build with y'all brothers.
All right.
No doubt.
Peace.
Yo, so did you hear it, Mac Mizzle? Did you hear they had put a name out there? She was afraid for her life.
She was afraid for her life?
Yeah, she said they was going to her house, bruh. They was calling her house. Knew she worked at.
Damn.
Knew her daughter by name. Tell her she was dead. You dead, bitch.
Who is saying that?
The people that she was telling on, nigga. They had an address, bruh. The St. Louis Federal Department in St. Louis, they wouldn't take the shit offline. They was like, that's your problem.
Damn.
You got links. You didn't hear when they was reading it. What was going on? When she started calling all the judges and lawyers and let them know her life is being threatened. You gotta take my name off that. So she wrote another letter saying that no, Big Meech wasn't involved because everybody was already threatening her life. But she never signed a document, because she would have signed a document, then that would have been what they call that shit. She been lying on stand, lying under oath. That's perjury. So she never signed it.
So the first statement she said Meech did it, and after she said he wasn't involved.
Yeah. But she never signed the second one. She only signed the first one.
After she was getting threatened,
yeah. She's a woman. What you expect her to do, man? She's scared. She didn't feel safe no more, you know? But yo, man, I'm gonna end up. Now she's safe as hell. She got 50 protecting her. My dog 50 got her back. But yo, I'm gonna end it like that, man. Yo, I appreciate Gongo. We definitely got to build next day.
Yeah, I'll call you tomorrow.
All right, no doubt. Mac Mezzo Show. Shout out to Mac Mezzo Show. Shout out to my boy Gongo Roach.
Peace, Mac.
Yeah.
All right.
This is King of New Jersey. This is Btbtv, where we bully the bullies and put snitches and pedophiles on blast.
Oh, shit.
Yo, one love. We ain't no Bloods or no Crip. We doing our own thing. Btbtv done started his own game. Like, nigga, what? Yeah. I'm out. Yo, bruh. I've been up here like